now. I don't know if you can see it, but the modem is over there by the wall.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully we don't have to switch it off of internet. But if we do, I can use my data.
Yeah, didn't you have like a crazy data month or something recently?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Oh.
Did you fight it? Or like, was it an extremely like...
It was frustrating because we paid for 2 different services was the problem.
Oh.
They were supposed to cancel the one, and they didn't. That was the issue.
Oh, okay. So they were double dipping.
Yeah.
I can tell ya.
And dude, with that company, you have to like call every department yourself. They don't talk to each other.
That's literally like every major company.
And the 2 internets that they carry are not. They're not handled by the same department.
That would make too much sense. Why would they? Why would they?
Okay. Well, dude, I heard that. You almost dropped it.
You caught me. I caught myself actually.
All right, what's up, guys? Sorry, I keep. This is good enough. That's pretty good.
Good, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, we're good there.
All right, sorry, don't mind the hole in my crotch. I just ripped it, stepping over the thing. My bad. Maybe I'll go like this.
Yeah, keep your legs a little tighter than normal. Yeah. Go for it. Yeah. Point that in my direction.
All right, guys. Welcome back to Shop Talk. I almost said this week, as if I do this every week, which I don't. This Shop Talk, we're doing it a little bit different. You guys might remember. Whoops. You guys might remember Jeff from. When were you here?
There was snow on the ground, so I don't know, probably any time between February and May. I can't remember. I don't know. It should be in the... You linked the video, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. There is a link in the description to our old interview if you want to watch that. He brought art last time, but this time, I don't know if I made you too famous, but you couldn't bring any because it's all sold.
Yeah, blame him.
So we don't got any now. But if you want to check out his art, I do have a link in the description to his art, to his website. And then you can go to your Instagram, YouTube, and all that stuff.
Choose your own adventure from the website.
I am going to, just to give you guys a tease, this is not my phone, so it's...
Is that my phone?
No. What the heck? Where's Instagram? Right here. Oh, look at that. I'm live. I got a notification. Okay. You guys can... Your Instagram is Jam Bottle Cap Art, right?
Jam Bottle Cap Art.
Yeah.
Yeah. JAM.
You can easily find him. You do a lot of reels, or have done a lot of reels, and we can talk about your transition if you want.
Yeah, I'm transitioning.
Here's one that I think most people would like. Just a little bit of a tease here. You guys can obviously check it out on your own. All made out of soda and beer caps.
Yep.
Look at that, guys.
All discarded bottle caps. Caps that either I collected or people have sent me. Bars, restaurants save them for me and send them my way, because if they don't, they just get tossed in the garbage.
And if they get tossed in the garbage, look at this. Prince.
Yes, Prince. The old Gemini.
So these are like, you'd classify them as a mosaic, and I would classify them as bitchin' mosaics. Very unique medium. Here, I'll show you one more. Oh wait, this is the same. Oh no,
I use a lot of...
You have several in there.
Yeah. I'll...
That's my favorite one.
Mix and match. Kurt, yeah. Kurt.
Anyway, check out his Instagram. Follow him there. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. Do you have a newsletter on your website?
No, not yet, but I have some blogs going up there.
Okay. Read his blog. And are you going to start vlogging for YouTube maybe?
Yeah. As you kind of alluded to, I sort of recently in the last week, cheers by the way, realized that, life is more than just social media and where you put your energy matters. Have you ever had one of these before?
I have never had this. This is so
It's got some bite to it. Hey?
interesting.
Yeah. Royal Jamaican ginger beer soda. Yeah. It's made with real ginger. Come on.
I can definitely taste that. It is
Tasty, hey?
It is nosy.
Yeah, there's a bite to it.
It goes in the nose.
It is pungent.
It is not bad, actually.
Yeah.
Where did you get that?
Just Sherbrooke Liquor, the best liquor store in all of the world. I think they live. I live a few blocks away from them, and they're very kind, and they have an amazing selection of everything, alcoholic, non-alcoholic, and everything in between. So yeah, if you're in the Edmonton area, you gotta check them out because they're bumping.
Sherbrooke Liquor.
Yeah.
Okay, so now this. Let me turn this down. This shop talk we're going to do differently. Normally, if you've been watching these, you'll know this, but for those of you who are new to shop talk, normally what the heck? I just had it.
Are you trying to like read the comments and stuff?
Yeah, oh, they moved it.
Always moving things.
All right, yeah. Guys, I had to redo setting up this like 3 times. What a frustrating newness they got here.
I should have filmed that for some behind the scenes bloopers because it was
but we're here and we're good. So normally what I do is on my Patreon I will let that audience know that I have, in this case, Jeff coming on, and I'll get them to ask questions for Jeff or whoever else might be coming on, and then I will go through those questions kind of blindly. But this time we're gonna go, because you are by far might sound like I don't appreciate the other guests, but that's not it at all. Not in the slightest. I appreciate everyone who comes on, but you seem to be the favorite guest so far, and so I was
Thank you.
Let's have you again.
All right.
Although I would definitely have other people again too. I don't want to hurt no one's feelings, but this time, since it seemed to be such a good interaction last time, we are going to take questions directly from you guys watching live. And if you happen to be on Patreon, then you'll be familiar with the process. So if you guys have questions for Jeff, I will try to read them here. I'm going to go into live chat. What?
And it's gone?
No, this is different. Top messages, all messages. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Take that
So there used to be a top chat and a live chat and a super chat.
Whoa, okay,
But
that's
now-
too many chats for me. Let's just stick
But
to
now
one.
it's top messages, all messages, or fan funding.
Alright.
So it's the same thing.
They
just changed the
renamed
names.
it? Okay.
Changed the names.
Keeping us on our toes here. You
Fixing something that wasn't broken.
Yep.
That's YouTube for you. Anyway, so if you have a question, which we got one here from Jane here, which I'll read in a second, ask it. And if it seems like I've skipped over it or something, it might be just because I missed it or whatever. You can ask it as many times as you want. If it seems like I'm skipping it 100 times, it's probably because I'm not going to ask it. Because some people ask weird questions, but it doesn't usually happen. So that's basically how we're going to do it. Again, you guys can check out his artwork if you want to see what it looks like, so you actually have a question that you might think is relevant. We got a link in the description.
Mm-hmm.
So
go check it out.
So thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks again for having me.
Oh, I'm glad that you felt like it. Well, actually, you weren't actually going to come on.
This was an extra.
So the other day, do you want to explain this? What your ideas for this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, if you want to show them what it is, then I can explain.
So I have a vlog coming out, which this part doesn't make it in it, but I have a vlog coming out where we did something with the art trunk, and we found a bunch of corks. You do, like, beyond just doing caps, you, like, just, like, bottle caps, you do stuff with corks, too. Yeah. Same mosaic principles, but they look a lot different, of course.
Yep.
And so anyway, so those are in there, but we also have, like, dozens and dozens of these like jam preserve lids. Yeah, there we go.
For jars, yeah.
And I got these from one of the hoarder houses that those of you who know Alex from Curiosity Inc., this was one of the hoarder houses. There was tons of canning jars and such underneath the stairs, and these are no good. They're
Well, that one's no good.
they're the rubber or whatever this material is deteriorating. So Ashley doesn't need these. Jeez. So I asked you one day. I was like, I wonder if Jeff would be able to use these because they're kind of in the vein. They're a little different.
Yeah.
But you had an idea, which I think is brilliant.
Yeah, they're a little bigger than bottle caps, but
just a little bit.
the fact that they're circular and they're often used for canning things like jams and jellies. Me being jam bottle cap art, my initials are JAM, so this kind of lends itself to my initials. So I thought it would be really cool to somehow either stamp or like get a brand going, and that would be the final touch on my piece. That would be my signature on the piece. So this would always be, you know, somewhere within the piece with my initials stamped or branded on there. I always sign my pieces on the back, but I've always struggled with how to sign them in the front because you can't just take, you know, a paintbrush or a Sharpie because the caps are all, you know, they're very textured. So your signature would get all messed up if you tried to sign it like that. So I think this is a really cool alternative, and I think, you know, if I can figure that out, all my pieces from now on will incorporate a jam signature, jam signature. So yeah, I don't know. I think it makes cool. Like it makes sense, and I think it's a cool idea. So I hope it works.
I bet people will think that's clever, especially if you're like, yeah, jam, and they'll be like, oh, right. But
Some people forget my name and just call me Jam. So
do they really?
Yeah. You know, because you get to a point where people follow you online,
right? And the gimmick becomes your name.
Know your handle or whatever, and they, you know, what's that guy's name again? Well, he's Jam. He's the bottle cap guy. So I don't mind that I am known as Jam because it is my initials anyway. So I don't know. I'm gonna kind of just embrace it.
That works. That's
and go with it.
Artists often have names.
Hi, Pooch. Hey, Poochie. Hi. We have a special guest star here. Hi. How you doing? Okay, bye. Thanks for the visit.
I actually one time, my friend Joseph, who became my friend because I bought a drill press off of him, and he happened to be an artist. Mm-hmm. I happened to be walking my dog by him, and
Hello.
We'll give him some time to.
Sure. Hi. How you doing?
He's like, who are you?
Sorry, I'm leaving. I just was getting a thing for the date.
That's okay. Anyway, I'm like, Joseph, because I just happen to hear he's a blacksmith. Mm. So I hear him ting, 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 working on something. And his fence is too tall for me to see over. I just happen to call out his name. And he I hear him stop. It's ting, ting, Joseph, ting. And then he must have been able to see me. He's like, is that my hands gallery?
Nice.
Yeah.
That's scenarios like that.
That's happened a couple times.
Happen, yeah.
So yeah, that's cool. You got like at least 1,000. So you have at least 1,000 paintings or mosaics to make.
Yeah, I hope to get there one day. I think I've made maybe 150 or so in the last 9 years. So I'm gonna have to do this for quite a few more years, or get faster, or hire someone or something to help me out. But yeah, I'll let you know when I'm around.
Yeah, I might
still around.
Would you ever consider making a picture with just these?
I mean, I could.
They're all gold, so
yeah, they're all the same color. One thing you could do, since they are the same color and they all have the same logo, I think, is use their orientation and the way that you layer them to try and create an image. So,
did you guys hear that? Something fell.
Clanging around.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Basically, I did actually try this since, I'm running this show myself now. I did try this back a number of years ago where I had a whole bunch of Coors Light caps, and they're all that silver bullet kind of color, right? And they all have the same logo on them. And I just had so many that I was like, okay, I should try and do something with all of the same type of caps on one mosaic. So I just traced out an elephant and I oriented all the caps from. I'm telling a story here. You caught me midway, but I traced out an elephant and I had all these Coors Light caps that are all the same color, silver. And I layered them in a certain way and then positioned the logos in a certain way so that the elephant would pop out when you walk by. So that the light, like if the light catches it a certain way and you're walking by, then the elephant pops out.
That's cool.
So you could do something similar with this, I think, where you would orient them all the same way and then layer them like vertically versus horizontally for like the subject versus the background or something.
Right.
So yeah, something like that could be done. Yeah, whether or not I'm going to do it, I don't know yet, but thank you for the idea.
But
I mean, there's enough in here that you probably could make a decent sized piece.
So the first question came from Jane.
Yes, Jane.
And she asked, do you collect bottle caps from the UK? So she must be from...
I try and collect bottle caps from everywhere. Okay, yeah, showing some more.
Just for anyone who's...
The time lapse, yeah. You gotta do a time lapse when the pieces you make take like 50 to 100 hours per piece. You need to do time lapses so that you can see the whole project happen before your eyes. But as far as bottle caps or bottle tops from the UK,
That's what they
call them. Yeah. I would love to get more. I have a decent amount of like London Pride and Magners. I think that's Irish though. I have some other Fuller's products. There is a rugby club in Wales actually that's saving me bottle tops, and they're sending them to me shortly.
Awesome.
I love that about what's happening with the art right now. People are just finding me and saying, hey, I have these caps or tops that I've been collecting for years and I'm not going to do anything with them, or like I might try something, but if I do my bar top or whatever I'm doing and I have some left over, like, can I send them to you?
Right.
Absolutely. Like just today I got some caps from Illinois. Some guy in Illinois just found me and was like, hey, do you want these? And yeah.
Because people collect them for no reason.
It's one of those things that, yeah, people tend to collect and they don't know why. And they're small enough that you can just amass a jar or a box or whatever and it doesn't take up too much space. But you're like, unless you're, someone like me who's like, hey, I'm really going to try it and like focus a lot of attention on like creating something with these. And most people, don't have the time to do that. And I don't blame them. Like we all have lives and things get in the way. And, that bottle cap project that you had an idea for may not have come to fruition, or you did it and you have a bunch left over. So like, send them my way. Absolutely.
So people can send you, do you have a P.O. box or something?
When it's someone sending me, I just give them my address because I don't have P.O. box, but I know you've cautioned me like not to share your personal address and stuff.
People can send them to me and I'll give them to you.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Send them to Josh here and I'll take them off his hands. We'll do another shop talk when I come to pick them up. How about
sure, yeah. That's every time we schedule a pickup of stuff, we'll do a shop talk.
Yeah,
if it works out.
Mm-hmm.
The caution is not because I'm not famous, so I imagine what's happened to me is only magnified, 100-fold for people who are famous.
Yeah. So
when people tell me like, "Oh, I know where you live," I'm just like, well, it's not bad if you're not dangerous, but also I don't mind if people figure it out.
Yeah.
But I don't know you, so when you tell me that, it doesn't make me go, "Oh, cool, come for a visit." It makes me go,
"Yeah, maybe I should."
But like, did you come and pick up a painting? Like, how do you know? Like, you wouldn't tell me, like, because I do invite people here. Luckily, it's hard to find this address. So even if I gave out the address, it's tricky because Google Maps brings you not here. It brings you way more north. Someone actually ended up, which this is hilarious, ended up in Morinville.
Oh no!
Which I don't even know. It's never been that bad.
Yeah.
So usually I give directions.
Yeah.
But anyway, when you have someone email you and be like, "Hey, is this your house?"
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. True.
Even if they mean nothing by it.
Yeah.
But it's not a public place.
That's true. Probably should just get a P.O. box just to have that layer of security for when I become as famous as you.
Right? So when you like in Los Angeles where they have like the fame tour or whatever, and you can see, this
like
is where
the
so and so
bus.
lives.
Yeah, celebrity tour thing.
Like that's
yeah.
gotta be awkward for the person who lives there.
Yeah, for sure.
And then just imagine being The Rock, and then people are just always knocking on your door.
Yeah.
Like that's gotta be annoying.
I think most of those caliber of celebrities have like gates and like security.
Yes, of course.
But still, like,
he
the
has
fact
a
that
gate.
like
Did you see him rip his gate off of his?
he ripped his gate.
Yeah, it wouldn't open, so he ripped it off.
That's such a Rock thing to do.
Yeah, right.
Jeez.
Yes, they will have security.
Yeah.
We actually, when we do, because we did plan on doing like gallery events here, studio events here when I build my new shop.
Yeah.
We will. It'll be an invite only. Like you have to like register,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just the way that I've seen other people do it.
Yeah.
And like if I had a gallery, then I would just do it there. But
Sure.
some people like the studio experience too. They're
That's
like,
right.
oh, where do you create?
Yeah.
And so I can bring them in here. They can see like, pieces in progress.
I mean,
whatever. See the
everywhere
mouse shit
everywhere
that's up
you
here.
look, yeah. The mouse shit is really one of the most cool
Just
attractions.
literally discovered this as I was like showing him some pictures that there's some mouse shit up here. So disgusting. But I was showing him these pictures
Now, where did you get these again?
These came out of the garbage.
Okay.
And so I was like,
Who's
well,
garbage? This guy's garbage? Like your garbage?
yeah, I was just like, hey, where do you live? Is this your house?
You're the guy that's at someone's house?
No, these were just in a random public garbage.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, I saw this picture, and I was like, I'm gonna paint that one day.
It's a great photo.
Right?
It really is. And this made me think of forgive me for forgetting the guy's name, but the gentleman who invented or discovered LSD. There was this like famous story about how you realize how potent LSD is, right? Like they take like whatever it is, micrograms, and put them on little things, and that's enough to like give you a trip for like a whole night or something. Well, this guy, he didn't understand because he had just kind of discovered the compound how potent it was.
It was like just a sip.
Pretty much. Like I think some crazy amount got like onto his hand or something, and he didn't realize it, and it just like absorbed into his body, or maybe he like touched his eye or something, and it went in through that, and he started feeling kind of funny. And I think he was working in a lab in like Holland or maybe Denmark or something. There's basically like somewhere where they bike around everywhere, and so he was biking home, and I guess the story goes that he like really started feeling the effects of this like absolute hero dose of LSD, like beyond hero dose. And he like it took him like hours to get home, but he said it felt like it took days to get home, and like the flowers were talking to him, and like the lampposts were like leaning down in front of his face and all this kind of stuff, and he was just like high for 3 days or some crazy thing like that. So this is kind of what popped into my head when I saw this. I thought maybe that was right as it was just kicking in, and that's the beginning of his bike ride home.
He's like, hey, all right, take care. I'll be home in a couple minutes here.
Yeah.
3 days later.
I don't know. I can't remember the guy's name, but yeah, the guy that discovered LSD. So
I bet you Joe Rogan knows his name.
Likely, yeah. I'm sure he does. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes.
So, I mean, and maybe I'll never have to worry about someone being extra creepy. Hopefully I don't.
I really hope neither of us do.
Yeah. But that's just why I said that.
Yeah.
You never know. When I do events here, if I do, it'll be an invite only, and I will for sure have security. I actually already figured out the security. Is
The
that
dogs?
Huh?
The dogs?
Oh yeah, the dogs. Just freaking people.
They would be part of the security detail, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna really talk about what we're going to do, but it's actually pretty cool. It's a pretty cool process, and it actually does not cost that much.
Really?
So
Okay.
Anyway, enough about me. Let's learn more about you. We got some questions coming in. This one's from Renee. Renee is a very avid viewer.
Okay.
Of me and my brothers.
Hello, Renee.
Big supporter. She says, every piece looks perfect. If you make a mistake, do you take the wrong cap out or put the right one on top? Or do you never make mistakes?
Yeah, I wish I could say it was option C, that I'd ever make mistakes. But no, it's a combo of either ripping them out or covering them up, depending on the scenario. Really, it's just like if it's an entire section that I'm not really liking, like let's say a section of the face or like the mouth or something, and just the whole area doesn't look good, then I'll take some pliers and I'll take a hammer and just kind of like pry them off, because I'm using brad nails to basically affix each cap to the one that came before it, and then both of those into the actual piece itself, which is like plywood with a bit of a foam backer. So they're really on there. Like these things are super solid. So I try not to make mistakes. So the design is crucial for me. So like I spend a good day or two just on the design, sketching it out, and then like I'll import it into Photoshop and even make little tweaks, because I kind of know, like, you know, each cap is an inch in diameter. So I can kind of visualize like, oh, this is going to be a kind of a problematic area. I'll like maybe smooth this out or something like that.
That's good. So when you're drawing, whatever, say you're doing Kurt Cobain, because that one's my favorite.
Sure.
And you're drawing his face, and you're like, okay, so there's strands of hair are here or whatever, and obviously strands of hair are smaller than the cap, say.
Yeah.
So you cut some of them.
Oh, like, yeah. For things like that, features like hair, eyes, nose, mouth, those general features that have very specific like angles that make a person's face recognizable.
Yeah.
Those, I'll have to cut caps in half or quarters or thirds or something.
So rather than doing the strand of hair first and then losing the line that you've drawn and then overlapping, like I'm just thinking about having a strand of hair coming down the middle of his face. I was thinking maybe there would be an like, I don't know if you've ever thought about doing it like this, but doing bottle caps down and then doing the other color, his skin tone colors on top of those, you would probably lose.
I try
track maybe of some of the.
Yeah, I try and keep like the position of something like a strand of hair that's coming down someone's face. I try to actually keep that like forward so that I'm trying to think if I probably do have a time lapse or some video of the Kurt Cobain that has all his hair coming over his face.
Yeah.
Where I basically did all of his face first, and then I put the hair like over top and then like worked my way out for his hair, so that it did look like it was a little bit further, you know, ahead. So the depth does play a factor, and things like, you know, someone's jawline. If I'm working up and doing their neck, then I'll layer the caps that form their jawline over top, so that it actually does like stick out just a little bit. Like it's not
subtle, but it's probably enough for your eye.
It's enough for the eye. I didn't always do that, and so that was kind of one of the little things that I learned. I was like, okay, actual depth, even if it is just
gives
like
it a little more,
an eighth of an inch, like it does actually like play into the piece itself.
Sure.
So,
yeah, actually, I didn't think about that, but that totally makes sense, because it might look weird that the strand of hair, it looks like, why is it in his face? Right. Timothy Leary, is he the one who discovered LSD?
No, but he was an avid, like...
Wait, is he the dolphin guy?
No. No, or is he the dolphin guy? Timothy Leary was like the poster child for like the free love, like... drug use 1967 kind of movement. Him and like Ram Dass and those guys. Yeah, who was the
Albert Hoffman?
Maybe Albert Hoffman was the LSD discoverer guy. He was not like a drug user. He just like he worked in a lab or something. Yeah, maybe Timothy Leary was the dolphin guy. I don't think
I can't remember.
No, it was someone else. Anyway, Timothy Leary was like probably the most famous psychonaut, I think they called it, like someone who's just like into like psychedelic drugs and like exploration of like the human psyche and stuff like that. So John Lilly was the dolphin guy who like did experiments where he would take LSD and try and communicate with dolphins and stuff, and potentially gave dolphins LSD. I'm not sure, like I don't know. Sounds like a pretty kooky thing to do, but you know, to each their own.
Well, they've given LSD to monkeys and stuff.
Oh, I'm sure LSD has been administered to
probably
many
everything,
animals,
right?
Yeah.
Like, I think they wanted to see if it would start making them use tools or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a lot of studies that you'll never know about it, and so you
Likely,
could probably
yeah.
say anything.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, they gave LSD to a mouse and
Yeah.
see how fast he could run,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
That's not
Something
actually
like that.
that's not fast. Give LSD to a parrot to see if they could use it to
Discover
drop bombs.
language or something. Yeah.
Yo, that would be so dope
Yeah.
because
I
they
mean,
can talk.
A lot can, yeah, for sure.
Imagine it just made them
Like it just
remember.
unlocked that like language center in their brain.
Because they just mimic mostly, and
Yeah.
they learn what certain phrases mean, but they
Yeah.
don't know that they're speaking English.
Not on the same terms as like
But-
us or even like gorillas or whatever.
If
that
they,
can-
because gorillas can they
can
do sign language?
Yeah, yeah.
That would be so dope if a parrot, you gave it a little eyedropper of LSD and it could form sentences or
Yeah.
like talk, like have conversations that it hasn't learned.
Yeah,
It could just have dude, that would be so dope.
that would be really. Yeah, someone get on that. I mean, if there's a
If you have
scientist
some
out
extra
there,
LSD in a parrot.
yeah, someone who has both quantities of LSD and numerous parrots to experiment with, then yeah, let me know how that goes.
Miss Glow asks, speaking of animals, do you do animals or only people?
I have done some animals, just experimentally.
The elephant.
The elephant, yeah, that was an experimental piece. I've done like a tiger, a couple dogs, just for people that really cherish their pets.
Right.
I do want to. I kind of had some brainstorming the other day, and I think it would be really cool to do like animals that have gone extinct in the last like 100 years because of human-related issues. So I think like a series of extinct animals, like the dodo, and there's like the white rhino, and like there's a really cool parrot or a macaw called like the Spix macaw, and it's like this beautiful blue. So I think doing a series like that would be
They're
really
completely
cool.
extinct.
They're all extinct, and it kind of like
Should give it LSD.
yeah.
Might work to keep them alive.
Yeah, maybe that was the missing ingredient in their lives that
Anything
could have
that's
kept
going
them
extinct,
alive.
try
Yeah.
some LSD.
But yeah, so I don't know. Stay tuned. I think I might explore when I get some time, like doing a series of extinct animals and just kind of like, how we had a part in their extinction and stuff like that.
Is there an animal that's known in some way that it would relate to cats though? Like I'm trying to think. I don't think there is.
I mean, not
Because
directly.
it doesn't. Yeah, like well, even indirectly, a couple ideas removed. Even like I don't know. I was thinking like the monkey that
Yeah.
but those are symbols, obviously. It's not caps. But like, there's got to be something somewhere.
I'll brainstorm some more.
Like if you made it if you did straws, you could do a turtle. Right, that would make sense.
Things
right?
like that. Yeah.
But like,
yeah.
is there like a bottle cap? Hold on, I gotta show you this.
Sure.
I've never used these yet. I was just thinking of.
Do you need me to move?
No. I was just thinking of
fish.
because I said the turtle thing.
Yeah.
This guy Blaine.
Oh, he's got some bottle cap lures.
Yeah,
Nice.
he made me these lures.
And you haven't used them yet.
I haven't used them because I haven't even gone fishing. But that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I wonder how well they would work,
I'm not sure.
or if like certain colors would be better than others.
I'm not sure. He's the
I
first
feel like
guy.
the silver ones would do well.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
shinier.
Yeah.
He's the first guy I think who's sent me things. But
What is this one here? 1867.
oh, that's just stall.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Right? Isn't it?
I've never seen that particular cap before. Red 1867 with a griffin kind of looking thing on it.
Maybe it's not.
I could look it up.
I was wondering if, for some reason, the red made me think, but no, it probably ain't.
Also, Stella's like 1,000 years old or some stupid thing. Yeah, 1366.
Yeah.
It's like one of the oldest beers that
Yeah.
we still have.
Are you done your order?
No, I'm still third through here. As far as animals, yeah. What other animals would would look cool in caps.
Freaking whale.
I have done a few whales out of cork, and I really like.
Yeah, I do remember seeing those.
But yeah, whale with caps would be pretty neat.
I'll try to pull up the whale so people can see them.
Okay.
For those of you who are just joining, this is Jeff. He's got let's go to the top of your thing here. You have why am I doing it like that? You have 10,800 followers on Instagram.
Who's counting?
Let's try to get them some more. Let's get at least to 11,000. That's only 200, and I'm sure more than 200 people will watch this. But maybe a lot of them are already following you. That would be pretty dope. But anyway, for those of you who are just joining, this is Jeff. He's got a very interesting, unique way of creating mosaics, and that's with bottle caps, which is obviously what we're talking about. And with corks, which you just mentioned the whale. I'm going to try to pull up that. Is this it?
No, that's
a tree.
I made a big tree. I like trees, and the corks lend themselves nicely to trees, I find. I don't know. I just kind of more so freehand the cork pieces.
Well,
no. It's I haven't posted a whale piece in a while, actually.
okay, well,
Getting closer.
are
Yeah, and McDavid saw my pieces.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably just a little bit further, but it doesn't matter. You can
Okay, well,
let people find.
I got a
them.
link.
I'll repost some cork whale pieces.
Oh, there we go.
Through. Yeah.
So, oh, come on. Check out his Instagram. Oh, sorry. I thought I was having a glare issue. Check out his Instagram, Jam Bottle Cap Art. That looks so good.
Yeah, I'm really happy with how those ones turned out.
I love that. So, if people want to like commission you or anything like that, do you do commissions? I mean, I know you have a commission list. But
Yeah.
how do people get on the commission list?
Just email me, really. It's the best way. Go to my website. I have a little like fill out form thing, and tell me what your idea is. And yeah, I'll kind of talk you through it. What's possible? What's on the docket for me, and what that would look like for you, time frame and budget wise and stuff like that.
Do you have a big waiting time at the moment?
Yeah, I have. I think right now about 15 or 16 commissions in the queue, and each one takes usually like a good week or two to make. So
okay,
15 times, well, let's just say 1 week, so 15 weeks, that's 3 months. But yeah, usually it takes more time than that, so kind of like about a 6 to 8 month wait right now.
Okay.
About
Yeah.
I do have some bigger pieces that are coming up, so that'll kind of extend that a little bit. But yeah, we're looking at like 8 to 10 months
Bigfoot.
away. Bigfoot, yeah.
With kokanee?
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
I mean, he's not a real animal. But
There's several different types of kokanee too, so I could actually get some like different colors in there too.
Yeah.
There's like kokanee gold, and the old kokanee caps are silver, and there's new ones that are blue. So yeah, I can play a little bit with that. But yeah, that would be. I should reach out to kokanee. Well, actually, I think Labatt owns kokanee, so I could reach out to them and see if they want a kokanee or a Bigfoot Sasquatch piece, as we call him in Canada.
Okay, next question here.
Sure.
Well, this is a suggestion.
Sure, yeah.
Saber-toothed tiger
Okay.
and the North American lion.
Oh yeah, those were pretty big, weren't they? Those North American lions. I don't know much about them, to be honest with you.
I feel like they're just a mountain lion that's
Are they?
large.
The what was that? The ground sloth that we used to have over here?
Oh, just like
Those things were like tanks, weren't they?
Yeah.
And sloths. I love sloths.
states. Oh yeah.
Oh man, they're
They-
probably one of my favorite animals.
I had an idea of making a sloth to hang from that gas line right there.
You really should. Yeah,
I thought that would be fun.
you should. I saw a sloth cross the highway in Panama when
Just
I was
all
there.
slow as shit.
So slow. I was taking a bus from I can't remember where to where in Panama. This is like 7 years ago now, and the bus pulled over on the side of the highway, and everyone on the bus is like, "What's going on here?" And the driver points out, and this sloth is just like inching his way across the highway, and the cars in the other direction had stopped too, and so everyone's like, "Okay, the sloth is safe." And for whatever reason, I looked out the back of the bus, and this semi was just plowing along so fast, and I'm like, this guy's not stopping. It was kind of like at the bottom of a hill too, so we were all stopped here waiting for the sloth to cross, and the semi, we see it go into oncoming traffic lane, like no one was driving there because of the sloth, so he's in the lane, and like everyone on the, I was like, oh my god, there's a semi coming and it's gonna hit this sloth, like someone should intervene, but like there was no time to just like run off the bus and like get this sloth out of the way, like it was just like cutting it too close. And so like everyone on the bus was looking at the sloth and then looking at the semi, and like it felt like I was in a movie. It was ridiculous, and the sloth just barely made its last ditch effort to like roll into the ditch, and the semi missed it by, I don't know, it could have been inches. Like we were on the bus watching it, so like anywhere from like a couple feet to maybe a couple inches is all it got like missed by.
Wait, so do you think it knew the semi was coming?
No, I'm pretty sure it had no idea what was happening around it. Like, there's all these cars and buses and everywhere, and it was just like you could see it like just like not a care in the world. And yeah, it had no idea that it almost got splattered by this semi.
So
and everyone cheered when the semi crossed and like it went by.
So he had no
cheering.
brakes or something, or didn't care.
Maybe he kind of assessed the situation and was like, if I slam on the brakes now, like I could jackknife and like kill people and myself. So maybe he was like, it's either me and these people or the sloth, and he just decided it was like
you're gonna choose the sloth.
The trolley car, decision where it's like, do you kill all these people or do you kill one person? Like, and you have to decide. So maybe he decided the sloth had to go, and so I don't know.
But luckily he was fine. So luckily there was a big enough space for him to maneuver.
Yeah, maneuver around the bus and like the cars that were all behind us, and like he just went around us, and this sloth. Yeah, just fell into the ditch.
That must have been like exhilarating.
It was wild.
Everyone needed to take a nap.
That's all we could talk about for like the rest of the week. That sloth. Yeah, we're telling everyone like wherever we went after. Yeah, we saw this sloth almost get creamed by a semi, and like we joked that it was a Panamanian racing sloth. And, he was in training and like running on the highway, like getting ready for a big race, but like so slow, but it's the fastest sloth there is in Panama or something. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, I love sloths. But yeah, anyway.
Have you done a sloth then?
No, I haven't. No.
Well, you should.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
That would be because it's such a slow process to make one of these.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's so slow, and I'm making something that's so slow. Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Lois says, hey, glad I made this chat. Jeff, love your work. From your first piece to now, do you see / visual? Oh, I see. Do you see / visualize your pieces any differently?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. My first piece was a John Lennon piece. I'm a big Beatles fan. Sorry, pardon the gas here. But that first piece was a very like crude rendition of what I can make now. But it was purely experimental. Like I just I was saving caps as a bartender, and I forgot you was like kind of just popped into my head, and I'm like I said, a big Beatles fan, so I tried to make John Lennon, and it was pretty crude. Like I'm a decent like sketcher, so I kind of sketched it out, and someone once told me like from that first piece till now, it's like going from standard definition to like high definition or whatever is beyond that now. Kind of thing. So I've definitely gotten just a lot sharper.
Like I create an 8K now, baby.
8K, yeah, exactly, yeah. You got to turn up your setting on your phone if you want to look at my art. But
this is better than the human eye can actually see.
Yeah, if you had the eyes of those, what are those? There's like a shrimp that has like the best vision in the world. Or something
they're
like
the
that.
bones or something in their eye.
Yeah,
see the most colors and the most vivid.
I can't remember what kind of shrimp it is, but yeah, it's some sort of shrimp that's like, I wish I could see things through their eyes for a day. That would be something.
Hey, I gotta ask you. This is related to nothing.
Okay,
you know the Little Mermaid?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay, you know the Sebastian?
Yeah.
What animal is he?
He's a crab.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's a crab.
I always thought he was a lobster.
Everyone thinks he's a lobster, but he's a crab.
Because he has a head, and somehow that makes him look more lobstery.
Yeah.
But he don't got a tail.
No, I know. Yeah.
I've only seen the cartoon one like maybe 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
And so, but I mean, I've seen Sebastian in like Disney marketing and stuff,
Yeah.
right? I've always thought he was a lobster.
I can see that. And I would imagine, like, if we took a poll right now, probably the majority of people would think he's a lobster. But no,
Yeah.
I know he's a crab. My wife is a redhead, and she always got called Little Mermaid. Like, she got called Ariel when she was
Okay.
little. And we have this little toy for our son that's like, it's Sebastian, and he's like pulling a chariot, and you can put like Ariel in the back and stuff. So I literally always see him like every day. It's like a
Okay.
little car thing.
Okay.
And then also my tenant who I had in my house years back, his name was Sebastian, and we called him Crabman. That was his nickname,
Okay.
Crabman, because Sebastian, you know, we had to look it up. Like, should we call him Lobster Man? And then someone's like, no, Sebastian's a crab. So he was henceforth known as Crabman from there.
Crabman sounds way better.
Crabman is, yeah.
It also
good ring, yeah.
it sounds like it means something, whereas Lobster Man sounds like you're making fun of him or something.
Yeah, like you got a bad tan, or like you got sunburned.
Right.
Or something,
Yeah. But Crabman seems
like,
like he's skilled at something.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like Frogman for like the big seals.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. He's
Crabman.
He's Crabman. Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure people still call him Crabman, but
okay, so Sebastian,
the crab.
he's always been a lobster to me. And then yesterday we watched the live action.
Oh, I didn't even know that was out yet. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
on Disney Plus there.
Sweet.
I was like, who the F is this guy?
Who's this crab?
Like, I thought
Crabby Sebastian.
people are all upset that they changed her race and stuff, and I'm just like,
You're-
no, who fucking cares about that?
Yeah.
He's a crab now. What? But then I Googled it. I'm like,
Yeah.
son of a bitch, he's
Yeah.
always been a crab.
Sorry to burst your bubble there.
I was like-
yeah. Yeah. I don't care what race Ariel is, but that crustacean has to be a lobster in my mind.
I was like, well, okay. Wait, but they changed his. Okay, I haven't seen the cartoon in a long time. Is Sebastian French?
I think he's Jamaican. Like he's got that
Jesus
like Jamaican
Christ.
kind
Okay.
of thing. Yeah.
So he is Jamaican in the live action, but
Yeah,
I
that makes
always
sense,
thought
yeah.
he was French.
I mean, the accent is pretty Jamaican.
Is it?
From my memory, I haven't seen the original cartoon in a long time.
Yeah,
but
me
like
neither.
I remember, like you know, even the music. You know.
Yeah. I just thought
Up on the shore, they work all day. Up in the sun, they slave away.
the only song I know is the "Kiss the Girl."
Oh, Kiss the Girl. Yeah, I mean that sounds pretty.
You know what? It
Jamaican.
totally does. Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez. Yeah, it was a.
Just
I was.
massive revelations
I was
happening
like-
here.
Yeah.
Your childhood is just a fraction of.
I
what
was
you
going
once
to.
thought.
Yeah. Well, I only watched that movie because my mom was a nanny, and so she nannied for these kids, and they had it, and that little girl watched it all the time,
That was their. Like,
and so I've seen it. I've seen it probably 3 times. I think.
Have you heard about the cover that had to be changed, like for the VHS tape? You know the when you would get a VHS tape from Disney and it was in this like plastic cassette like holder.
Wait, did
thing?
it like spread legs or something?
No. So whoever designed the castle in the back, like worked in a bunch of male genitalia like into the castle. So like it was like, you know, there was
Very
like,
phallic.
like veiny, like phallic, like
Dude, that's
turrets basically. And we have that one.
Okay.
My wife like collected all of the Disney cassette tapes when she was a kid, and we have
You
that
still have
version.
them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It is a thing. Yeah.
That's funny, dude. I know, I don't know if it's Disney or what, but there's another mermaid movie, and it's like live action,
Mhm.
and
Is it like in the 80s or 90s?
something. It came out. It was already a movie when I was a kid when I saw it because it was on TV.
Was it that like was she blonde?
Yes.
And like kind of curly-ish hair.
Yeah.
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 I know the one you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah.
Yeah, they have an ass shot in that movie,
Oh yeah.
and then when I saw it again, she just had real long hair.
Okay.
And I was confused because like
Did they like reshoot it or something?
they must have
They,
like
fixed it somehow.
like airbrushed on some hair. It looks so clumsy, like it's mad long.
She was a good looking mermaid too, from what I remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. I just
can't remember
remember
her
it being
name,
like
but-
a thing that you talked about in school.
Yeah.
Oh, have you seen Squirt or whatever it was called.
Yeah, it was something like that.
It's
wasn't
probably
it?
not called Squirt.
No, but it was
can't
something
be.
like that though.
Splash,
right?
probably.
Splash. Yeah. Squirt.
It's probably not.
There's probably a movie called Squirt as well.
It's probably a parody of that.
Yeah, probably.
Or, I don't know if those would be called. Anyway.
Yeah,
That, yeah.
Deluxe version. Yeah.
Oh, mantis shrimp is the
Mantis shrimp. Thank you. Yeah. Are they the ones that they knock things like this? They have their little mantis arms and they can knock out a fish cold.
So they must be one of those bigger fish.
I don't think they're that big, but their little arms go so fast that they cause a cavitation or something, and it literally knocks out a fish. It knocks them unconscious.
It must. I don't know if I've heard of those.
I could be wrong.
When I had a fish tank, I just freshwater, not saltwater. Saltwater you can get even cooler, environments, whatever you want to call it.
My brother has a saltwater.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
It takes a lot more discipline to do those than it does freshwater, and I wasn't into that.
Yeah.
And also it's way more expensive too.
Mm-hmm.
I was just I want to have a cool fish tank. So I made a pretty decent setup, and one day I used to work rotating shifts, and one day I started working night shifts. So all I did was feed them, or I asked my mom to feed them, and that was it. And I would go to bed. Night shift is the worst when it's rotating. If you're always on night shift, then you get used to it. And it's probably not the best though, but it would just be every week
I don't know how people do that.
It sucks.
Yeah,
Anyway, for this week, actually it was 2 weeks rotation. So it's 2 weeks. I'm not really paying attention to this. And then when I get back to normal, I'm just looking at these fish. I made not a mountain, but a thing with plants and
a structure.
Stuff. Yeah, it's you can buy the mountain thing.
Okay.
And then you can add plants to it.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? And it looks so dope. And one day I'm looking at it and just chilling, and then I just noticed that the ground is moving. I was like, huh. And I was like, wait, the ground is all black, and normally it's speckled a bit. And so I was just like, oh, that's a lot of algae. Maybe it's algae. I was like, but it's not on the glass.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking close. I'm like, it's all freaking snails.
Oh, wow.
So I had bought one snail to help clean the glass.
Wild.
But they're asexual.
Yeah, they can just self-produce.
They're just
right? Yeah.
Popping out thousands of snails.
Man.
So the reason why I'm telling the story is I went and asked
what eats snails.
Yeah, so you can get shrimp, certain fish and stuff. The little snails their shells are still soft enough that the certain fish just eats them, right?
Yeah.
And so I got one of those fish, and I got a couple shrimp. Yeah. But I didn't realize that the shrimp are food for the fish too. So they just ate those guys, and they were kind of expensive. They were blue. One was about this big, and it looked so cool. I bought
didn't last long
3 of those, and then there was none. But then when I neglected it too long, that I had to get rid of the plants and stuff, and so I had to start over. Yeah. And I took the plants out, and I put them in a thing, and then the shrimp, he's in the garbage.
No way.
One of the shrimp survived, and he was just in a hole somewhere.
That's so covert of this shrimp.
Yeah.
Probably waits
every single day.
Waits for the exact right time to just eat a snail or two, and then has to wait there for another couple days so that the fish doesn't notice him.
Yeah, it took
wow.
It took
That's impressive.
a week or more. I can't remember exactly before the ground wasn't black anymore.
Holy.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Just how when I told the fish lady or the pet store lady, I was like, so I have a snail problem. She's like, oh yeah, that happens. Did you buy one of the whatever kind of? She's like, yeah. What you need to do is you need to get more than one because then they'll mate.
Okay. Instead of just replicating themselves. Yeah.
And then so I was like, oh okay, so whatever. I'm like, she's like, how many do you think you have in there? Like 30 or 40? I was like 1,000. There's the whole bot, and it was I don't know how many gallons, but it was a book long.
Oh, that's a big one. Okay.
Yeah, by this.
Yeah.
I
mean,
mean,
the whole ground was covered in snails.
The whole thing,
just.
Yeah, and I didn't notice it, and I was just admiring my fish because like it takes a while to learn. Like I have chickens now, and to have mixed species chickens, you
Yeah.
have to be content with them not getting along and pecking and pulling feathers and stuff,
Yeah.
or you gotta pick and choose to their personality, and you get
Okay.
rid of the birds that don't work.
Oh yeah.
Same with fish, because there's these three that I really liked, and I called them the bullies. They picked on everyone, and since they picked on everyone evenly,
Yeah.
it was fine
Okay.
because then they don't just get just these fish and kill them. They have everything to go over,
Gotcha.
and then for whatever reason that was fine. I forget what my freaking point was. Oh, I was just looking at them to see how they were doing, and then I noticed the snails.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's what happens. Nature will find a way. I guess, right? Life will find a way. Someone famous.
the
said that.
asexualness of animals or
That's bizarre. Yeah.
like they're just like, oh, nothing's around,
Yeah.
no problem.
There's this one scientist who's like working on trying to. I don't exactly know what it's called, but it's like there's like electrical impulses that control genes, and so he's like trying to get these. Like he's starting with these weird little like tapeworm kind of things where
Okay.
you can like turn on or turn off certain genetics within them, and he can just like he would like turn one thing one way. We're just talking like there's probably so much going on, but like the way he explains it is
Alright,
like
flip the
I
switch.
turn on this gene, like I flip this switch and this happens, right? So
Yeah.
he flipped the switch, and then this worm had like two heads instead of just one head and one tail. And both the heads were like perfectly functioning, and they were like eating and everything like that. And then like he would flip another switch, and then the worm would like have a brain that was 5 times bigger than any other worm this size, and it was like smarter and stuff like this. And it's the wildest stuff. And like these, I think these are the types of worms where if you cut them in half, they'll make 2 other worms kind of thing. So he would cut one in half and then flip a switch and then tell it to evolve another head instead of a tail like it normally would.
Oh, okay. So the tail didn't turn into a head.
A
severed
severed like midsection, which normally would have just repaired itself and turned into a tail, turned into a head. Like stuff like this. Like,
wait, so
it's crazy.
the tail section doesn't grow a head though.
So the tail section, depending on where you cut it, will just grow another head. So if you cut it like there's like a range where it's like a safe cutting range where if you cut here, then like both halves or both parts of this worm would
I wonder
turn
how
into
fascinating
a new
that
worm.
was at the time.
He's going through it right now. Like it's all
it's now.
It's happening where he's like figuring out how these electrical impulses control genes, and so he's like gene editing with like weird little.
I
and it's
wonder,
not.
is that for like?
It's like to figure out like eventually, I'm sure with humans, like if you lost an arm and like you could control
Grow a
those.
head.
You could grow a head on your arm. Because who doesn't want a head on their head and a head on their arm, right? I don't know. It's crazy, man. Like
You get your head cut off, you're like, psych!
yes, you going right here. You thought you decapitated me. Oh, man.
Dude,
Anyway, we're veering off.
You got some good information here.
It's random, man. That's my brain is just like a random assortment of
weird
facts
that are not needed, but they're fascinating.
no use to my regular life in any way other than things like this. Even now, it's really not that useful, but we can get back to the regularly scheduled programming if you'd like.
All right, so Smurf says, "Hi there. Wondering if there is a color of cap you are always in need of, or if there has been for you. Hold on. Answer that first.
I can answer that first. Yeah, there are lately black caps are pretty tricky to find. I just have to get better at sourcing them, I think. But that's a great question because there are times where I've got a piece coming up that I think using a lot of yellow would be really cool, and then I look at my yellow stash and it's like dwindling, and I'm like, so then I have to
more Coronas.
Then I have to go to Mexico and get Pacifico caps and write off the vacation. But I didn't actually. well, I'm gonna try and write off part of that vacation. I think we were going anyway. Okay, calm down. I didn't go to Mexico just for caps. But yeah, no, they're black right now. A lot of breweries are switching to cans, so it's making my life a little bit more difficult.
Oh, that sucks.
So
would you do things with?
I might have to
Like, because you could cut circles out of cans if you want to.
There's a couple artists that I follow that there's one specifically, Hannah and Nemo. They're from the States. I can't remember exactly where, but they do exactly that, where they'll punch out holes out of cans.
Okay.
And then they use those, and it's kind of like moving art where they'll attach them to like in a frame,
like scales.
Kind of like scales, where each one is attached to just one nail, and then a breeze comes and they kind of they glitter, flicker kind of thing.
Okay.
So I might have to look into doing cans, but the bottle cap thing has been my mainstay for the last like decade or so. But I'm fully prepared to just like try different things and different subject material and different media just to see what works.
I'm sure
just out of curiosity.
You'll always be able to get caps.
Probably.
Right. Because like people even eat like pennies. We don't have pennies in Canada anymore. But people are still making penny counters and penny floors and stuff. Like they're getting from somewhere.
An absurd amount of pennies in the world.
Yeah.
Despite us not even making them anymore. Yeah.
I
think the same thing will happen with caps. Like we talked about earlier, so many people collect them, they don't know why. So yeah, there's always stashes of caps everywhere.
And then you got artisan breweries and stuff. They need bottles.
Yeah.
People like drinking out of glass.
Yeah. There are certain like countries and regions, I think, that will never want to do cans. Like when I was in Mexico in January, you don't see cans anywhere, really. Like there are some for like the Americans and stuff, I think, but like any of the locals, they will not drink out of cans. Like it's bottles or nothing. So there's countries and regions that are like that. So I think I'll be okay. But yeah.
The second part of her question is,
yes.
Have you had to change a piece because you ran out of a color?
No, not yet. And I hope that doesn't happen, because I try, like I know what I have in my stock. So that sort of dictates what my color scheme has to be. Because the caps are my palette. If I am, let's say, running low on black, I'll try and like see if I have a lot more blues or dark blues that can kind of pass off as like, the darker shades. So I think more in shades, and then assign those shades colors that I have.
Right.
So, and I think if it came down to it and I just like ran out of a certain color, I would just try and get more like, vivacious with my color selection and like have it more pop art than it already is. Because,
and depending on like a person's skin tone, like if someone is like Prince, he's a light-skinned black man, but he's still black.
Yeah.
And you used
what
color did you?
For the one side of his face was grayscale, so a lot of whites, grays, blacks, and then the other side of his face was mostly like white, yellow, kind of like a beige, then this like tan color, red, orange. So in that vein. But yeah, like I've done a piece of Miles Davis, and it was like white, kind of a tan color, and then red, and those were like the three primary colors that I used, and it clearly looks like Miles Davis. So
I want to see that one.
Oh, that one I did a long time ago. So
we'll be scrolling. Okay.
Yeah, you'll be scrolling forever. I'll post some oldies for the people that are about to follow me, so they can see maybe.
Once again, his information is in the description to the website, and then from there you can TikTok, Instagram, YouTube,
whatever you got.
Facebook.
Yep.
Yeah. Martha says, one of my favorite Josh paintings is his toy soldier. Have you, like I did a little Green Army Man.
Okay.
And she's asked, have you or would you create a toy piece?
I would think about it for sure. I think toys can be very nostalgic.
Buzz Lightyear, man.
Oh man, that would be a hit in my house right now.
Yeah.
Toy Story is one of the rotational movies.
Okay.
That
you watch all four of them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. My son's almost 2, and so like yeah, Toy Story's big, and Coco is a big one. I don't know if you've seen Coco.
I don't know if
I
that
would
is.
highly suggest it. It's
Yeah.
a very good film. We've
It's
seen it
cartoon?
about 100 times. Yeah, it's like it's a
Okay.
animation. Yeah. But yeah, I think it would be really cool to make some toys, like go back in the old memory banks and think about the toys that I used to play with
Yeah.
that are very nostalgic. A lot of which are in Toy Story, like those
Yeah.
toys that are in that, you know, and that came out in like the first one came out in '95. Like I was 7. And yeah, I remember playing with all those toys, or most of them at least.
Yeah.
You know, the Army Man, the little telephone, the Slinky
That
Dog,
was the first
Mr. Potato Head. Like all
Pixar
that.
movie, I think.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember I saw that. I was like, I didn't see it in '95. I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah.
I was too little. But yeah, I would have been. Yeah, no, I would have. It would have been a couple of years. It would have been a few years. But when I saw it, I loved it. And now reading like the facts about like the animation and stuff, and how I can't remember if it was Toy Story or Bug's Life now. But Bug's Life is awesome too.
Also amazing.
But where they accidentally deleted the movie, but luckily someone who was pregnant working on the movie brought a
hard drive.
home
Oh.
to work on it. So like,
but is that real?
Yeah, I can't remember which movie it is, but imagine either one of those movies, not without having the like those are huge.
Yeah, those
movies.
are pretty like foundational movies in my childhood.
I think I loved every single one of them. I got a Buzz Lightyear hanging on my ceiling out there. That's from when I was a kid. That one's actually my brother's. Mine got smashed by a bully. I brought it.
Was the bully's name Sid?
Imagine. Oh no, I can't
Just
remember.
Full circle.
He's married to my old classmate now.
Oh.
His name's Darren.
You should go.
Right, not Sid.
Just smash his Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, go now. He won't remember until I do it, and I'll be like, "That's for my Buzz."
Yeah.
Just go to the because they still live.
Killed your Buzz.
In the same. Yeah, my freaking punchline.
Yeah, you have to. If you're gonna do something like so random and impactful like that, you have to have a one-liner to finish it off. Anyway, carry on.
He still lives in the same neighborhood, and I had my bus stop was there.
Okay.
And they had a park.
Yeah.
And I brought my Buzz Lightyear to school, and he was like, "Oh, that's Toy Story. That's so cool. Whatever. I remember this movie. Oh, let me see that." And then I wanted to go on the trolley thing.
Yeah. The slider thing.
And and that's over there.
Yeah.
And I was like, and my mom said, "Don't let anyone play with this."
Yeah.
And I was like, this guy's older. He was like in grade 6 or something.
Yeah.
No, he was in grade probably grade 8. I don't know. He was like a teenager, right?
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I don't remember what freaking. He was older than me. Anyway, I go over there and I come back to like pieces.
Yeah.
And he's gone. And then my mom, I come home without my Buzz Lightyear. My mom's like, "Where's your Buzz Lightyear?" And I was like, "Oh, Darren smashed it."
Oh.
And so she's like, "Who's Darren?" I'm like, he's just a kid at the bus stop." And so she's like, "Okay, get in the car." I thought I was in trouble, which I was in a little trouble for
letting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She like drives around that neighborhood until she finds his house. And she gets out and she's like, "Are you Darren?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he doesn't have no idea who she is.
Were you watching from the car the whole time like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And she was like, "Did you?" She said, and he's like, "No," like totally lying. And then she's like, "Come here." Comes to the door and she's like, "Is this the guy who smashed your Buzz Lightyear?" Since I hadn't seen him actually smash it, I said, "I don't know."
Oh.
And she's like, "Did you let him play with it?" And I said, "Yes." And she's like, "If you didn't smash it, who smashed it?" And he's like, "I don't know. I left it there because I had to go."
Yeah.
Because it's a bus stop, so it kind of makes sense.
Sure.
Except for he lives in that neighborhood that the bus stop is in. So I'm pretty sure he didn't take a bus to his house. I think he had to walk.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a whole thing. Talks to his mom, and I think he had to pay for it. But I never got another one.
Yeah.
But I have my brothers. And we also had...
you hold on to that one. You know, you protect that one in your life.
We could never bring toys to school ever anymore.
Yeah.
We also had a Woody, but he was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
he was not a full size. He was the
yeah.
little plastic one that you like wind up so he gets stiff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right, and then you
yeah,
push it, and he's like,
yeah.
So we would
That's
always just be like, Andy's coming,
yeah.
and make him fall.
That's
And
so
sometimes
funny.
he wouldn't fall like aesthetic enough.
Yeah.
He'd be like too straight.
Yeah,
He'd be like,
yeah.
he's not.
Yeah. He didn't like.
And he didn't do like he does in the
yeah,
movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we had another a boot
Oh yeah.
that
Was there a snake in it?
No, there wasn't. You know what would be a good toy? The toy that's in the movie where you push the spur and the snake comes out.
Oh yeah, that would be a good.
But we had a boot that said all the things. Said
okay.
all of his sayings.
Someone poisoned the water hole.
Somebody poisoned the water hole. Yeah. There's a snake in my boot.
Yeah.
I can't remember his other sayings.
Something about isn't it like hands in the sky or point to the sky or something like that? Like when he's like getting someone.
There
to
probably
hands up.
is.
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember. I should listen more attention.
He has more sayings in other movies. Just like
Yeah,
Buzz has
so.
more features.
Yeah.
And Spanish mode. And
Yeah.
shit.
Yes.
And he's freaking dancing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's good. Anyway, so you
I would definitely consider like I do want to branch out and do different subject matter. Like I love doing the portraits.
Yeah.
I love musicians. I really like pop art. I like fame that transcends decades. You know what I mean? Like that.
Right.
Like
They're iconic individuals,
Exactly,
even though
like-
they're no longer, let's say, relevant.
and I think that kind of Well, I mean,
They're relevant.
Define
remains,
relevance.
even though they've been gone. Like there's
they're not current, but they're
they're
still
not
relevant.
current, but
Yeah.
they're still
Yeah. So like I don't know. I like that, and I really like, and I'm not sure if it comes across this way, but like the bottle caps are something that is the exact opposite of that. Like they're irrelevant. Like as soon as you take a bottle cap
You don't need it
off
no
a
more.
bottle, it's irrelevant and it's gone, and you throw it out.
Yeah, most of them you can't even put back on.
The
right?
exactly. You can't. It's garbage now. So it's. I'm using something that's the antithesis of what I'm creating. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
maybe my messaging isn't coming across, but that is part
No,
of the
I
reason.
never thought of it like that. I did think of it as a discard being used, which I think is good because you can't recycle them
Exactly.
because of the plastic in them or the whatever the
the lining. Yeah.
you can't recycle them. And the way I work, I'm a big fan of reusing stuff. Like
Absolutely.
that's kind of how I made one time, and this frustrated the shit out of me. I went to like a marketing event, like meet these whatever and whatever, and so you had to introduce
For who
yourself.
though? Like, what was the premise?
It's just like rub shoulders with other people in separate businesses that you can like.
Just like a networking thing.
They'll be like so. For example, it was me. You don't know him, but Johnny B. He's a painter, and Rory is a plumber. He's the one who invited me. It's when you're part of this group, you have a responsibility to invite new people to hopefully grow
the group.
And you have to pay dues and stuff to it too, which is lame. I didn't have to because I was just a guest for the day. And anyways, I go there. You sit in like a horseshoe. And everyone, it's very culty, but everyone has a position in the group. So you got a secretary, you got a treasurer, you got a this, you got a that, a president, a vice president, probably a triple president. That's not a thing. A vice president. Anyways, because there's like, I can't remember how many people can be in the group, but there was quite a few. There was at least 30
Enough
people.
to fill a horseshoe table.
Yeah. And so they go through, and you have the people who are there all the time, and you can tell because they're used to it. They're like, hey, everyone knows me. I'm Jim. I have an ice cream truck and whatever, right? When it gets to me, I say, I'm Josh. I'm an artist. To supplement my income or whatever I said, I do contracting using reclaimed and upcycled materials. People are like, oh, that's interesting, whatever. So I had a lot of people like ask me, so what do you make and what do you do? Like, what kind of building do you do? What kind of buildings have you done? Whatever. And so I basically explained like new material to meet code and then old discarded material for design. Cool. I had a guy come up to me. He didn't ask nothing. Not that he has a responsibility to like be like, oh, you're so cool. But he was just like, I tried to do that. You can't make money at it. And I was like, well, you can't because you don't actually believe in it.
Yeah.
You actually tried it because it's trendy to upcycle at the moment, and it had been at that time. It had been kind of new.
Picking up kind
Now it's like everyone.
It's a little more mainstay. I would say.
Yeah. But at the time, it was
it
was kind of like newish, right? People have always done it, but now it's like it's
become a category. Yeah.
And yeah, it's a category, exactly. So he tells me, he's like, you can't make money at it. And I was like, what are you talking about?
Like
I just told you I do it.
Yeah.
And but like this group is to help you make more money. Like you can make, like, for example, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but Rory, the plumber, he said when he joined that group, he doubled his income to make close to $200,000 a year. It's because he got like, the ice cream man is like, oh, I know a plumber.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And then, all these other guys. And the president guy, also the positions rotate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the president guy at that time, he was the guy who was about my age. And I guess it would have been, I don't know, 22 or something at the time.
Okay.
And he shakes my hand, but in a pretentious way. He's like, I'm the president.
The power's gone to his
Pleased to meet me. Right? Like, he's just like, anyways, he gives me his card, like,
oh my
I don't give everyone my card, but
you're special.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my God. And I was like, so then when it's winding down, they're like, so would you be interested in signing? We don't have anyone who does. Like, they had other framers, other drywallers, other tapers and stuff, which I do as well, but they didn't have anyone who does my specific
niche.
And I was like, I will never join this. Yeah. This is the corniest, cultiest shit I've ever been invited to.
Yeah.
And they just thought it was hilarious, luckily. I wasn't trying to be mean, but I also wasn't being kind. It just totally like,
yeah.
I was like, this is gross.
Yeah. Not a big fan of those types of things either, personally, but I mean, check it out.
People go like, so what do you do, Jeff? Oh, I make mosaics. Oh, cool. Out of bottle caps.
Yeah.
Can't make money at that.
Yeah, there's no money in
Tile or nothing.
Yeah.
You bum, get out of here. Okay, so Renee says, another question here.
Hello again, Renee.
Ever consider doing, and she asked this to everyone.
Okay.
Ever consider doing a Jerry Garcia piece?
It's funny you should say that, Renee. I have a Jerry Garcia piece in my queue right now.
Ah.
So I will be making one. It will be large. It will be 5 feet by 5 feet.
Nice.
And it will be going to Florida when it's done.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm excited about that one for sure.
That's a commission, obviously, then.
Yeah. Like I have many commissions in the queue, and that is one of them. I'm really excited for that one specifically. Like, I just picturing is like, flowing hair, much like yours,
sure.
Beard like mine. So essentially picture my beard on Josh's face and age him, 30
Wait, can
years.
someone look straight?
Someone do that.
Photoshop that, please.
My beard onto his face, or his hair onto my head, and then put some sunglasses on him, and then holding a guitar, and then that's what it'll look like. So I'm sure you can use your imagination.
Hold on. I got.
Oh yeah.
I got shades and I got guitars.
Okay, perfect. Well, we'll make this happen then.
I'll just grab.
Yeah.
Oh, these are all. Whatever. They're bases.
Just have the small base there, the smallest one.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
So yeah. Oh, perfect. Yeah, it actually is gonna look a lot like this, and then hold the guitar just up like on your knee so that that it's like that.
All right, guys.
And
someone Photoshop this.
Photoshop this onto that. And then actually the sunnies are kind of like
this,
this,
that's actually that's right.
Yeah, there you go. And then that's what it'll look like basically. So.
Okay, if someone does that, that would be hilarious. I hope someone does do that.
Also, will you also make prints? Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I sneak peeked on your camera here. About prints. Yeah, I want to start making prints because I do have a lot of people asking me for prints because people's budgets are all over the place. And
so
and
how much would a standard piece be?
So
I'm sure they vary.
They vary. Right now, my pricing sits in the about 4 or 5K up to 10K for my standard sizes.
That's Canadian dollars.
I deal mostly with Americans,
so it's American dollars.
I have that's an American, but with certain people that I know in Canada that want to get a piece, like a friend of mine, I might just do it in Canadian dollars. But because most of my clients are American, it's just simpler to have everything in American dollars for me. So yeah, that is the standard kind of range right now. So I understand that for a piece of artwork, that's not achievable for everyone.
Right.
Totally fine.
I can't afford that, but I really want that Kurt.
I need to pay the bills and support my family. So that's worth my time. I think
that would
people
be cool.
Are okay with that. They seem to be okay with that kind of pricing. So I'm not going to go any less because
don't.
I need to.
You need.
I need to support my family.
That's fine. Just
it's one of those things that I think a lot of artists struggle with is knowing their worth and how much time and dedication and materials and blah 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 blah.
It's because no one needs a picture. They don't value it.
Yeah.
You need food.
Exactly.
You need shelter. So, you need clothes. You need a car.
You don't need art, but it's a want. But
it's a want. I think it's it's in between a want and a need for me because imagine no movies, no music, no visual art, no.
That would not be a very nice life. I don't think for anybody if there was none of that. I'm sure some people could get away with zero art on their walls or never listen to music or whatever.
But all
of that gone, movies, TV, what would art is there for a reason. We're artistic, creative beings.
Even nature.
Right? So you do need it.
Architecture.
It's no longer a want; it's a need. I've declared it. So
and you need to buy it.
Yeah. Prints. Yeah. Someone asked about prints.
Yeah.
And do you do prints? I want to kind of put it out there.
Yes.
I'm looking for. Oh yeah, you're a print guy.
Yeah.
That's who I was going to contact. Thank you for reminding me. I keep snapping.
It might also be cool. He doesn't do this. I do like him for sure, but it would be cool because your medium is very texturized.
Yeah.
And I know there are ways to do textured prints. I don't know if it would get individual bottle cap texture, but
maybe certain features.
Yeah, it might give it because I got textured prints because I do finger painting. So
also the same
right
kind of idea.
It's textured, and it's cool to touch. And they're very expensive, so I don't do it anymore. And I can't even remember where I got those from, but.
That's a cool idea.
They were dope.
That was a thing.
Yeah, it's like they print every color instead of it coming out at once. It's almost like it's like a screen print kind of idea, but you can feel the different colors. Like black and red and yellow or whatever. You can feel that it's
differences.
Different.
Yeah. That's interesting.
That might be cool.
Yeah. But I need to find a good. I need to set myself up so that it is not still out of people's budgets. I want to have them, relatively affordable.
Yeah.
Just maybe a large array so that if someone does want a larger canvas print and they're okay spending $400 or $500, go for it. But
you can do how I do, and you don't have to do it this way, of course. But say for that piece on the wall there, that one's not done yet, but that's gonna be fun.
I love that. The astronaut.
You like it?
I love it.
With the hot dogs?
Absolutely.
I got several that go in
I
the
see
series.
the theme here, and I really like it.
So, that one, for example, is 24 by 48.
Yeah.
That will, the gallery, I have a guy who puts a value on them, which is awesome. It's way easier than me going, I want this.
Yeah.
So he'll say, let's say, for example, he wants to sell that for $2,000.
Sure.
That, I can't afford that. So I totally understand that other people can't afford that. Then there'll also be limited prints of the same size. That'll probably be around, say, $1,000.
Okay.
$900. I don't know.
Yeah.
Then there'll be a smaller piece. And let's say that's $600.
Your limited prints, you sign those.
Yeah, they're limited and they come with
numbered,
a
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's say there's 40 of them. I'll probably make each painting in that series have the same number, and
Okay.
it'll probably be. Actually, you know what? How many ingredients are in Heinz ketchup? 57.
57, yeah.
I'll do 57.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. So,
I love that.
so anyway, I will do. I don't know, 3 different sizes, let's say, and then I'll also do an open edition, which I sell for the cheapest.
Yeah.
Which are $20.
Yeah, this is where I need some guidance, I think. So
Yeah.
I think, we
That's
should.
how I do it, and it works great for me. And
Yeah.
I think I sell my open edition prints for the least amount out of all my friends and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like even my brother, he
Yeah.
sells his I think for $25
Mm-hmm.
or $30, and then like I have my friend Day One. He has that DJ sitting bowl on the wall there. I don't know if you can see that.
I don't know if I can see it.
But anyway, he sells those for $30 or something like that.
Yeah.
So everyone's
I
in
want
that range. It's easy to spend $20. It's harder to spend $2,000.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
then also, like, if you have that piece as a print, sometimes people, since they see that option, they're like, for whatever reason, they'll buy it, or even if they don't buy it, they know it's there.
Mhm.
But then sometimes they buy the original.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it depends on how big of a wall they have too.
Of course, yeah.
Like a 5 foot by 5 foot mosaic, that's cool. And
You need.
I imagine they have to be somewhat big anyway
wall
to
space.
get the
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
picture.
I love doing, like, smallest I usually go is like 3 feet by 4 feet, and then I've done pieces all the way up to like 9 feet by 7 feet. It was like one piece that I did. It was panels and it had to be assembled on site. But yeah, that's like the sweet spot, is like 3 by 4 is the smallest, and then up to like 5 by 5, 6 by 6 feet kind of thing. Like,
for me, for finger painting, 24 by 30 is the smallest I like to do.
yeah,
Like that troll, that's 24 by 36, but
yeah,
you know,
you don't want to go too much smaller than that.
Speaking of toys, I'm also doing a toy
Collection, yeah.
Yeah, so I have
That's
the
wicked.
Green Army Man, and I have the Troll. I'm gonna do Mr.
Wondering
Potato
about
Head.
that. Yeah, that's sweet.
I might do Transformer. I don't know. We'll see. But
Okay.
anyway,
Cool.
but then that small 16 by
The
20,
astronaut here.
yeah, like that one that's not finger painting, so
Yeah.
I
was
can
gonna
go
say.
smaller. That's brushes.
Yeah.
And anyway, people can't see them, so we'll move on to the next question.
Sure.
How are you on time? Would you say we are at? Oh shit! This has been an hour and a half.
Up to you, man. I'm game to keep going for a while if you are. But
Okay. If you're good, I don't want you to be like, oh man, this
is a pee break a thing? I slammed this Jamaican, or I can hold it for another while, but
No, go.
okay.
Go. All right, guys. I'm gonna give you guys another introduction to him as he's not here. But this is Jeff. Oh, come on, what the heck? This phone is the opposite of my phone, so I keep pressing the wrong buttons. You can find his art on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube under Jam Bottle Cap Art, and he's got a website that I have linked in the description. There we go. That brings you to all of those if you want. I will just show you a piece on his Instagram. We got David Bowie here. He's made this all out of bottle caps. Okay, he's got a few in there in this reel here on Instagram. So this is his Instagram. He makes mosaics out of bottle caps, obviously, and then also out of corks. So that was that. Let's see if I can show you another one here. This is that Prince piece that we were just talking about. He's a prodigy. Langston says they do follow you on Instagram already.
Oh, right on.
So, yeah, go give him a follow. Do you want to, I guess it wouldn't be a refill. You want another juicy?
Sure.
Let me tell you what I got. I got Coke. Calm down.
Easy now.
I got Coke, I got Stella, I got pineapple, I got... This doesn't have caps, but I bought this because it's interesting looking.
Super saturation. Yeah, sure. I'll have one. Yeah.
One of these?
Why not?
Okay.
It'll make me think about maybe using cans instead of caps.
Okay, I also have Zoas, which I love. And
yeah, I'm good with the
cream soda and Miller Street Organic Lager.
all very good choices.
And a Snapple.
Okay, I'll go with one of these. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Oh, cabin. Nice.
I don't know what that tastes like, so I don't drink
I don't either.
beer,
I'll
so
tell you right now.
I don't even know if it is a beer or another.
It is.
Yeah. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's what it tastes like. Yeah, it's nice.
Tastes like.
Crisp.
Does it taste like the vibe of the can?
Yeah. If I put the sunnies on, it would taste even more like that.
Yeah, and if it was hot out, maybe.
Yeah. And if I had short shorts and like
Yeah.
roller skates on.
Yeah, roller skates on with hairy legs.
Yeah.
For the whole world.
It is a good vibe. Yeah.
If you're younger, Joe Biden might talk about your legs. Remember he had like the hairy leg comment? Oh no,
Yeah.
that was about his own legs.
Yeah. He's had some very strange quotes.
Just
I think
hilarious.
his son just got indicted, but we don't have to go political.
Hey, last time we talked about the
wind turbines.
no one cared.
Yeah, I mean that's less political
It's
than talking
very
about
yeah.
Hunter Biden, but okay. Boy.
Bluebird here. Would companies, and this is where we get into, we actually kind of touched on this before we went live. Would companies like Disney own the copyright on the image of a toy, and does that give you pause about making that image in your art for sale? 100% they own the likeness of all their creations until 100 years.
Yeah, there's a time limit, but they'll probably figure out how to extend it somehow, I'm sure.
Yeah, they owned Winnie the Pooh,
Mhm.
but they own what he looks like
Yeah.
what their version of him looks like, but they no longer own that character.
Is that why that
Public
movie
domain.
came out?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's public domain to
Yeah.
use Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
You just can't use their Winnie the Pooh
Their-
image because that image is not 100 years old yet.
Okay.
But the story is.
Yeah.
Yes, they would own, of course, their property, which is totally fair.
But they have enough money.
They do? I don't know. They might be struggling these days.
I would gladly give them like 80 to 90% of the profit that I make on any piece for sure because they need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need
Because,
that
like,
money.
if they...
Well, if they don't get it,
they might go under.
yeah, they're gonna go under for sure. Like they don't own half the planet already. Sorry, I'm a little like maybe anti-corporate on certain fronts.
Yeah.
But,
So they of course do own their property, but do not take advice from me.
he's not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer either.
But there seems to be there's a few gray areas, and all the gray areas are different shades of gray. But what seems to be consistent is that if you create an original piece of art, you are safe to have that creation, sell that creation, do whatever you want with that creation.
Mm-hmm.
It comes down to when you reproduce it. And I'm not sure why it's okay to draw it by
In the
hand
first place,
or whatever.
Yeah.
Because this is something that you will probably never have to worry about because it's just so cool. But like
You'd be
there
surprised.
there are people who are going to have problems in companies that are they whatever. What's an example? Okay, Terminator.
Yeah.
That's an original piece.
Yes.
I am going to do prints of it.
Yeah.
But like, is that the Terminator or is that just Arnold Schwarzenegger?
That's where the art comes in.
Because
like, this is your version of
that image does not
Terminator.
exist in any of
I
the
know.
films.
Yeah. It's your perspective of that scene. Yeah.
So there, I don't know if I'm saying, I'm not going to call it the Terminator. You're going to know it's the Terminator because everyone knows the Terminator.
I mean, why not?
But like,
they don't have the rights to the name Terminator, the word Terminator.
they probably
do
have
they?
a trademark on
Yeah.
not the word. They probably do, but whatever.
Yeah.
Now there's certain images. Now, for the most part, I mostly paint images that don't exist. I just make my own images.
Mhm.
And I do use real images to create those, but I try to make them unique. And some people are under the impression, like, if you change it just ever so slightly, it actually requires most of the time way more than ever so slightly. Like, for example, I had this gallery owner who was also a painter. He painted Jack and Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, the thing is that I've changed it ever so slightly. I'm like, no one can tell because that looks just like him. What are you talking about? And he's like, well, I'm like, no, who is this character?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, it's Jack Skellington. And I'm like, they own Jack.
Yeah.
So you don't know what you're talking about. But what I started doing, I don't paint characters anymore. I did paint that troll, so maybe whoever invented the troll or whoever owns the troll might have a problem with that.
Yeah.
But I painted Johnny Cash flipping the bird.
Yeah.
Very famous picture.
Iconic from Folsom Prison.
Yeah. That is the most ripped off picture ever, apparently.
Oh. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. I had a T-shirt of it and everything. Yeah. Anyway.
They had a huge problem with me having that piece.
Who's they?
Jim, whoever this photographer, he's dead. His estate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so I no longer show that picture. I could, because they're not going to sue me.
Yeah.
Probably. They may, but for me, it would be a problem because I wouldn't be able to afford it. For them, it would be a problem because they're just an estate and they're trying to make money, not lose money. Yeah. And I'm just one guy making a picture. Anyways, I painted it on a magazine cover. Like, I made it look like it was a magazine cover.
Okay.
They had a problem with that. So I no longer paint images that exist. I paint new images.
Probably not a bad idea.
And so unless someone owns their own likeness, like Kim Kardashian or something, I'm never going to paint her, so it doesn't matter.
I was going to commission you for a Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a big old peach.
Just
I would do it
just
like
a big peach. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I might do something that's like a joke.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't have a problem with her. Lots of people don't like her because she's rich for no reason.
Yeah.
Well, for a reason.
Yeah.
And that's the reason that people don't like. They were already rich.
Yeah.
And whatever. But whatever.
The
whatever. I think that she's actually probably not the shitty person that people think she is, because what she's been doing with the prison reform and whatever.
Totally.
Seems pretty awesome to me.
I mean, it's got good optics. Let's just say that.
And maybe that's why she's doing it.
Probably a part of it.
People think she's so stupid, but like,
I doubt it.
There's no stupid lawyers.
No, yeah, exactly.
And she's a lawyer now.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was my point?
The character, the likeness, the owning of the
rights. So they're it. And again, this is not advice. Do not be like, well, Josh said, because I say a lot. I'm not trying to mislead or say anything that's not.
This is just what you've heard.
This is just things that I've gathered and I've looked into, and I've consulted other artists. Like there's another finger painter who, he's really not a finger painter. He's a speed painter.
Oh. Okay.
But he does finger painting in his speed
Within
painting.
Okay.
But it's mostly with brushes.
All right.
Nothing wrong with that. I don't care that he calls himself a finger painter.
Yeah.
But I actually have a lot of when I started painting, I was inspired by him.
Okay.
And so, anyway, he paints Mickey Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think he is a registered Disney artist, or whatever you call it.
Oh, okay.
But at the time he wasn't. So I asked him, I'm like, because I painted Mickey Mouse, and I painted him, I changed his eyes and his buckles. I turned them around.
Oh, yeah.
And because my commentary on it, and commentary is another thing that allows
freedom of expression, kind of thing. Yeah.
Anyway, so for that piece, it might be fine. But, I mean, they tried to sue Deadmau5 for his helmet, which looks nothing like Mickey Mouse.
Right.
But anyway, my commentary was, he's like pushes his crotch out in his signature pose, and so I made it so his eyes and his buckles are changed, and I titled the painting "My Eyes Are Up Here," but it's right at his junk.
I love that.
And there's that early, I can't remember if it's Steamboat Willie or
Steamboat Willie. Yeah, that was the first introduction of Mickey, the character, wasn't it?
Okay. Have you seen the clip of him making Swiss cheese?
I refresh my memory. I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so they have like this cheese coming down the conveyor belt, and he picks it up and he like
Yes.
uses his dick to like make the holes.
Yeah.
And like I thought it was fake for so long. And I showed my in-laws the other day, and I'm their son-in-law. I'm not like, hey, check out Mickey Mouse's dick. So it's kind of awkward, but like, I was just like, this is a thing that's happened.
This happened.
And it's then also the Ariel's cat or
the castle.
The castle on Little Mermaid on that cover. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So they've obviously been. I mean,
got some.
They're people. Yeah. And like, there's
some dick jokes going around.
There's been dick jokes since the beginning of time.
Rooms, I'm sure.
There's this. I just recently saw it. There's this. I don't know if you'd consider it graffiti. I guess graffiti on this 5,000-year-old wall. I can't remember.
Oh.
But they dated this penis drawing to be old, which is to say, this has always been a thing.
People have been drawing dicks on walls since we've been humans, probably.
Yeah,
yeah. Like...
Which is so funny because it's so immature, but it's always been a thing.
Clearly, never gets old. Seriously, it's amazing. So, as far as copyright infringement and things of the like go. Well, hello, doggo. Okay, bye. I mean, yeah, I've seen tons of artists do like very straightforward, like essentially almost copies of Mickey Mouse or like a set of toys or whatever, or like some artists they're like, you know, pencil artists who are like into hyperrealism and they do like a Dom Perignon bottle. Yeah. Right? Stuff like that. But like they don't have like a relationship with Dom Perignon. And they're selling these pieces. It's like that's an exact replica. Like you're selling it's as realistic as you can get with a pencil, and they're selling that, and it's just literally their bottle, like on a blank background.
Which is definitely intellectual property.
So like where's the are they just like meh? Like,
we're
Dom Perignon, who cares? Like, we're Disney, who cares if some artists paint a exact copy of Disney? Why do they go after some? Is it just to, like, keep artists in check? You know, like, okay, if we sue this one artist, then, like, the rest will maybe calm down or something. I don't know. Like, what's the... It seems like there's no rhyme or reason.
Yeah. It's very gray.
Yeah.
It's gray. You never know when you're safe. And, like, my intention is not to steal... And so when I learned about it, I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize. I thought I was like if you make fan art, right? I'm a fan of Iron Man, so I painted Iron Man. I was like, this is so cool. And like the character is so cool, so I want to paint it. Yeah. And like I am selling it because like I don't really hang my own art. That's kind of weird to me. If I did what you did, probably I would hang that because that's different. But I don't know. It's just maybe I don't know. That's basically what I have to say. I don't know.
You heard it here first.
Imagine like every like and like laws, and there is lots written in copyright law in international and in individual countries national copyright law. Like China never cares. No. And they'll never get in trouble because they're China. Yeah. And they'll just be like, we're China. What are you going to do? Yeah. What are you going to do? Not make all your stuff here?
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, we'll just close down that factory and like, see ya. You're out of business now. Thanks for coming out. Yeah. No.
There's I really don't know what to say. Like, cause they're like, when you read certain cases, like the daycare who got sued for having Winnie the Pooh, speaking of Winnie the Pooh, painted on their wall.
They got sued for that?
Yeah.
It's a daycare. Like, calm down, Disney.
As far as I know, they're not selling the wall. No. They're selling a service and kids like Winnie the Pooh.
Pure, like, good feelings of children that come in and see Winnie the Pooh, one of their favorite characters. Like, holy cow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Someone here, and this is in the same vein, says, I
can see like the flip side for some scenarios, but the vast majority of cases are probably just like, just let artists be artists. typically it's going to be like social commentary or something, like not just ripping off your character. It's like there's something to be said behind it. And that's the art that is being sold, not your licensed, ears and face. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've done other Mickey Mouses that are a commentary on what I think about Disney. He's turned into a rat instead of a mouse.
Yeah.
And he's got like his nose is a light bulb, so their ideas are like they're in front of them. And then he's standing in a swamp.
Stuff like that.
It all means something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Have either of you ever had to deal with someone stealing your work? Yours would be harder to.
Luckily, I have not encountered this yet. There's a small community of bottle cap artists. We have a little chat on Instagram.
Oh, do you?
Really cool. There's like 10 of us. And we're all like pretty different. There's the newest member. She's Purdy. It's like Purrrrrrdy on Instagram.
I thought you were calling her pretty, but you didn't want to sound like
she's pretty.
You're macking on her.
Yeah.
She's pretty.
She's also pretty. For a girl.
She's pretty. Also, she's smoking hot.
Yeah. But no, she does like almost like comic book character, like almost like comic book character, but out of bottle caps. Somewhat similar story. She was like a bartender in college, saved a bunch of caps and stuff too. There's an artist in Florida. He's like folk art. He calls him, or like it's him and his whole family, Alan Moore and Moore Family Folk Art, and they do like a lot of animals like fish and bison and foxes and stuff, all out of discarded materials and stuff. Yeah. And then the only one that I think is like kind of close to my style, her name is Molly Wright, and she lives in, I think, North Carolina, and she does portraits as well, famous people. She uses a lot of like vintage soda caps, so her caps are a lot more skin toned, and she gets a lot more like kind of like realistic colors out of pieces. But those are probably like, that's like the closest person to what I do. But mine is definitely more pop art. I love the musicians and like the fame and pop and stuff like that. So there's some similarities.
Would you consider that stealing though, if someone, because like it's honestly,
I encourage anyone, if you want to try it, go right ahead.
It is a cool art form that
Absolutely.
I think is limited, might be the wrong word, but like you are limited by the because it's not fluid.
Yeah.
You can only do so much with it, and I'm sure you'll explore it to its lengths. But like with painting, well, even painting, like there's so many, like those paintings there that are made in China, right? They're made by two different people probably.
Yeah.
But they look like they're made by the same person.
It's like they made them watch Bob Ross over and over and said, "Do this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then did you add the?
I added the Sasquatch
and then Ogopogo. Is it Ogopogo or is it Nessie?
That would be Nessie.
Yeah, for sure. There's no mountains like that in Scotland though. Just
no. Well, it's just
probably Ogopogo.
Well,
they're likely the same creature.
Dude.
But anyway, that's beyond the point.
They're likely not real, but also what swims like that? It makes no sense.
No, it doesn't make sense to swim like that.
Like it makes no sense.
No, going like this. No, it makes no sense. Go ahead. I think there's like many ways of. You're limited with the caps. Like I flatten them and use brad nails to like layer them and stuff, but the others. Some leave them just like fully like unchanged.
Oh yeah.
And they use like glue and stuff like that, which I didn't ever wanted to do that because I just thought it would get too messy and the fumes and all that.
You got squeezed out and stuff.
Yeah. So like we all have our own techniques, but it's a pretty like small community, and I'm happy. I kind of like it found me when it did. So I'm not too worried about people copying me. Like go right ahead if you want to try it. Like have at her. I'm not like painters who use watercolor don't say, excuse me, you can't use watercolor to paint. Like, each person's going to have their own style regardless. So like, the medium is the medium. You
Yeah.
can do whatever you want with caps, just like you do whatever you want with paint, right?
Yeah.
Acrylic or oil,
Yeah.
whatever it may be, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, exactly.
You know, it's yeah. Go ahead.
So one other person, I lost their name, so sorry about that. But they asked, have you painted with more than one person in the picture, or not painted? Sorry.
Like created a mosaic with
Yeah.
several people. Have I? I don't think I have yet. I would like to. Again,
Nirvana. Do a Nirvana.
Nirvana would be
Yeah.
sweet, absolutely. Yeah, it would be cool to do like some of those like iconic bands that.
The Beatles walking across the.
Yeah, I've often thought
Sweet.
about doing like 4 separate panels and then doing the Abbey Road thing.
That would be
Abbey Road is just like Mickey Mouse, very overdone kind of thing, or like the Johnny Cash.
But it's dope as shit.
It is, and it's so iconic, and like I love that album. So yeah, it would be definitely like on the list of things to do. The list of things to do is so long that I forget about certain things that I want to do, just because it's just. Like,
do you have a physical list?
Yeah, no, I have this notebook. Well, I have 2 notebooks, one for sketches and then one for like ideas and like meetings that I have with people and clients, and like just that's my kind of like my 2 different.
I have a
physical
question.
Things.
Would you do a mosaic? I don't know if it would still be called a mosaic, but like that's 3D.
Yeah, I've thought about trying to do where. So this is my idea that I had for a 3D mosaic where I have bottle caps. Like let's just picture a square that can hang like a whole bunch of string from it, and then on those strings I would attach the bottle caps in a way that, or maybe not necessarily string, because string would kind of move and stuff, but like have it in a way where
like guitar string, maybe
like a guitar string where it can be taut.
Yeah.
And then the caps would always be facing like the same way that I want them to be.
Right.
So that I would have them all oriented in different ways, so that if you see it from this angle, an image shows up, but then if you walk to this side, an image shows up here. Like all 4 sides, or let's just say it's a square, so all 4 sides would have a different image. So something like Nirvana or the Beatles, where there's like 4 subjects, you would see like Paul, John, George, Ringo,
that's
from
dope.
every direction kind of thing, and just using.
And then you could have like Yoko Ono on the top.
No, thank you. Yoko, you're great, but
what?
I don't know yet.
Have you? Okay, so Bluebird asks. So obviously people can see that you're making them out of bottle caps.
Okay, good. I'm glad it came through.
Again, check out the link in the description. I have a link to his website, and I also have a link to our other interview that we did a few months back, where you did bring a couple pieces.
Yes.
But they're asking, have you made them out of other materials like tile or broken pottery?
No, but I like starting out with bottle caps really makes me want to try it. Like I want to get experimental in my house and just like get a bunch of broken tile on discount and like do a wall in my house or in the bathroom or something like that. So yeah, I absolutely want to try with different
Before
stuff.
you leave, if I remember, I'll show you one that I did in my closet.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Which is
tile?
Yeah, it's tile.
Okay.
And it's funny. People thought that I wasted my time because it's in the closet, but I was like, no, it's like a suit jacket.
Yeah.
The lining.
Yeah, the lining is
so
the part usually, right?
And no one sees it unless you take it off.
Yeah, unless you open it up, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I would experiment with different materials. I have some experimental stuff coming up. I think I mentioned it on our last one, but I'll say it now. There's a collector of like American, mostly like historical documents and stuff like that, and he sent me a whole bunch of like Civil War era.
You told me.
I told you, but I didn't tell them. So yeah, this collector actually sent me a whole bunch of newspapers and photographs and journals and like a whole bunch of just like stock paper related items that are from the 1860s and like give or take 5 years.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do a piece of Abraham Lincoln that has everything to do with like, you know, Gettysburg Address, like Robert E. Lee, like all this like slave articles. Like there's a newspaper from 1861 that's called the New York Caucasian. Like that's the name of
what the hell?
the newspaper.
Dude, there was no blatant.
So blatant back in the day, yeah. So like, yeah, I'm gonna try and piece this all together in a very like organized historical way. And if I really like am persistent with this, I want to document every piece that I use in the overall portrait,
Yes.
and then create a website or something interactive where you can click on like if you see Lincoln's eye and it's like an image in there, it'll like open it up to like the full picture that I used that I had to cut out,
Right.
and like this article that's like used for his goatee or something. Did he have a goatee? Yeah, he had the goatee, right?
Yeah.
I should know this
A beard.
by now. Yeah, beard, goatee. I don't know. It sounds weird to say.
He didn't have a mustache.
It sounds weird to say goatee, but yeah, I guess he did have a goatee. So yeah, you would click on that, and then it would open up like the full article from.
So you could do like a QR code or something.
Yeah, something that
yeah.
like would.
Where's this gonna hang ultimately?
Don't know yet. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just the first of many projects coming up with me and him. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so does he have like originals that you're going to destroy to make this?
They're practically worthless to him because these images have like scuff marks, or like they're ripped, or like the newspaper is only a partial or whatever.
Okay.
So this
he
guy,
knows
he collects like very like, I'm pretty sure at one point in his life he had like a copy of the Declaration of Independence because they made like X amount of copies on like hemp paper, and he had one. You know, those are the things that he's looking for.
Okay.
So he gets all these other things.
But he's not like,
in his
hey
collection.
Jeff, I have the freaking.
I'm not cutting up the Declaration of Independence. So Nick Cage would like show up at my door and
like, hey,
shoot
man,
me in
I'm
the chest
a
or
little
something.
bit wrong with this.
yeah, just like snap my neck. But yeah, so that is one of the things that I'm branching off and I'm going to experiment with. And I think that is what I'm going to use on YouTube to like long form document and do less reels and TikToks and all that stuff. Be more like, you know, just real and present.
Sure.
Much like you are. So
right.
Yeah.
People actually, I see
He's inspirational, you know.
Oh, thank you. People in the chat here said they missed me. I guess I haven't put something on YouTube in a while.
Really?
Man, the joy has been sucked out of my life because of my stupid illness and stuff. So like I used to be like, my goals, I mean, I don't make YouTube videos. I make videos and put them on YouTube, right? So like I don't slave over the algorithm suggestions or anything like that. I just make something, whatever. And like I still like doing that, but the thing is I don't do anything anymore, and it sucks because I feel not good all the time, and it's taken a toll on me. So that's why I've been absent. People get sick of people being sick, and so I don't talk about it often because it's annoying. One, it is annoying because when people are like, oh man, I have this and that, and you're just like, wow, you're always a bummer. I don't necessarily feel that way towards people, and I don't think people necessarily feel that way towards me, but it is a thing, and it is the worst. Don't get sick if you can help it, that's for sure. But that's why I haven't been. My bad. There is like 5 or 6 videos I have in the queue that are done-ish.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, you got things to look forward to then.
Yeah, I have a vlog that I actually need to... Someone's calling me, but we're going to ignore that because I don't know who that is. Oh, I actually do know who it is. That's the window quote guy. Very pushy salesman.
Yeah, they all are.
Very annoying. Well, your guys was with the...
They all are. He wasn't super pushy. He was actually a really good salesman. It was, yeah.
Was his name Josh?
No.
Oh, mine was Josh.
That's cool.
And I was like, and my mom was like, oh, thanks, Josh, because I was telling, because she wants to switch some of the, whatever, about the window, and she forgot to mention it to him, and so I was like, oh yeah, she wants this, whatever. And she was like, thanks, Josh. And he was like, no problem. And then...
That was for me.
But it was funny. I forget what the last subject was before I started ranting about the sickness. What would it... Oh yeah, the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, that guy, those projects.
So what are you going to... Do you think you're... Because that's a cool project, so I think people will like it and hate it.
Yeah.
Because of...
That's not even the one that's going to get the hate. The one that is in the works that's going to get a lot of hate. I'll tell you the title, The Untied States of America.
Okay.
So you just switch the I and the T, and that is all I'll say right now. But it's the untied states.
I
of
like
America.
that. I like that.
So that one's probably gonna get a little bit of heat, but I'm a Canadian.
I like that.
How can you hate this lovely Canadian, even though he might be ripping your country to shreds, literally and figuratively in this case?
There's like there are people who say America is the greatest country in the world. In some aspects, it probably is, but like everyone's got history,
Yeah.
and it's good to know it.
I'll be honest, I actually love America. Like I truly do. They're like it's really cool that like America to me is like what's like a super famous like Michael Jordan. America is like Michael Jordan, and we're like Michael Jordan's brother. And he's like not good at basketball and not famous and not anything, but he was like there to like see everything happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's how I feel.
I didn't
I'm
know,
like,
does Michael Jordan have a brother?
I think he does. Like, I'm pretty sure he has a brother, and he may have actually played like college ball or something, but I actually don't know this. But let's just imagine he did have a brother. I'm pretty sure he does.
Probably.
And like, no one's as good as Michael Jordan in general, but like, let alone like you're compared to Michael Jordan and your
The shadow
brother.
you can never escape.
I'm sure he's got some cool things going. You know, like
that is Canada and the U.S. though.
That's Canada.
Because like
US
Canada
is
has music award shows.
Oh,
It
yeah.
has,
yeah, we have our own thing going on.
but no one knows
But,
except
like,
for Canadians.
Exactly, yeah. And
Just-
so America is like on the world stage, and like that's fine. And like I kind of admire that about Americans, that they are just so like they have an identity, and like that is like they're proud of their history, even though it is like a very checkered path and past in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But
Also got a cool flag.
cool flag.
It's
like,
not. You can't fly it both ways like the Canadian flag. Though.
No, yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're like ambidextrous flag people. But I don't know. Like, I have family that are American. They moved.
Same.
Yeah, and so like, I don't know. Like, yeah, we're like America's
I'm
little brother.
very familiar
And
with
America's
a
Michael
lot
Jordan.
of the United States, but Canada in general is familiar with the United States
Mhm.
because it's in our media. That's where all the entertainment is made.
Yeah.
Not all of it, but most
A
of
lot
it.
of it, yeah.
Like when you watch a Canadian-made movie, oftentimes you might be like, "Okay, fine, I'll watch it," because it's not
Yeah.
going to be as good.
Yeah.
And same with TV shows,
Like,
except for
you're not-
Schitt's Creek.
You're not gonna go watch Michael Jordan's brother play basketball.
No, you're not.
You might if he's there, and you're like, okay, I'll watch him play.
Since he's here, I
he
guess.
played with Michael, so I
guess.
guess yeah.
But as soon as Michael's on, I'm
I'm
going
watching
over there.
Michael. Like, trust me.
Yeah, there is that. And I love Canada. I would say the good things about Canada, if the US had those too,
Mhm.
like,
They'd be unstoppable.
yeah, there's, and like, this is just speaking from someone who does not give a shit about politics and stuff. I think in my opinion, and we don't have to talk about this, but I think our current leaders, our Alberta provincial leaders and our federal leader, especially him, holy shit, I cannot stand him. But probably if it was the other guy, I would feel the same. I don't get it. And then looking at the U.S. and seeing what they're in right now with
Man, yeah.
Donald Trump and Joe Biden, I'm just like, this is the best to watch. I would not want to be a citizen if it affected me. But anyway.
I wouldn't be surprised. And this actually was a conversation and an idea from this collector. So forgive me if this.
Oh
is,
yeah, I also wanted to. Sorry.
Maybe
go.
I shouldn't bring it up.
No, bring it up.
If
We're gonna get controversial.
would you be surprised from, like, let's say like this next incoming presidential election and on, if it was decided essentially by like a reality TV show where all of the candidates are like,
I would
you know,
not be
they-
surprised.
They fall exactly, yeah.
I would not be surprised.
It's almost what we need,
Dawn changed the world. And
for better or for worse.
Yeah.
you're right.
hate him or love him, I know a lot of people love him. A lot of my audience loves him. A lot of my audience
He
hates
kind
him.
of grew on me, like in a weird way.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
It's
agree
the
with like
haircut.
a lot of what he says, or his ideas, or his behavior, but like I don't know. There's something like
He's a force.
It's
in a
almost
sense.
what's that show? Have you seen that show or know of the show American Gods?
No.
It's essentially like
Zeus,
there
but
are
America, Uncle Sam.
Zeus, but it's media is one of the American gods.
Oh, okay.
And Saturn, or like what like
Yeah.
all of the gods are, there's media, and then there's money, and then there's like and these are all the American gods.
Pride.
And pride, like all of this stuff. So like
Gluttony is that one of them?
Sure.
Is that Hades?
It's almost like Donald Trump is one of, or like propped up by one
Wait,
of
he's
one or many of
he's
these
like
gods.
he's Hercules.
He's a demigod.
Yeah.
A demi-American god. An American demigod is what he is.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
I
so
think
is
that's what
Michael
he is.
Jordan.
He's a straight up god, man. He's his own thing.
Well,
But
hey,
anyway.
there is. Hey, okay. So I was going to ask. So you're going to be in many people's eyes destroying historical
Yeah.
significance.
I wouldn't say destroying. I'd call it
No.
upgrading.
Yeah, but in people's eyes.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's cool. I've never had anything that someone might think is super significant where they're like, oh, this is important literature. Why are you whatever? And I mean, it's archived somewhere else too.
Yeah.
Right? It's just
It seems like it's one of those things where it's like, why is that guy cutting a newspaper from 1860? But
Yeah.
they're like a dime a dozen for people like this who
Right.
are
it's
collectors.
significant to the layperson.
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So
Because like that is cool. If you like, if I find a newspaper from 1997, like I'm just like, dude, check this out.
This is the year Connor McDavid was born.
Right?
I should give it to him.
I just think, is that actually?
Yeah, that's why his number's 97. You should know this. You're wearing this.
I did
Come
not
on.
know this.
Oh my.
I didn't know. I was just like, dude, we're almost the same age, so that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Okay, well,
Dang.
you heard it here first.
Imagine
I think I said that twice now.
Imagine Connor McDavid has a brother.
Mm-hmm.
No one.
An older brother.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I was like, oh, Connor's good.
He's the Canada in that family.
What? Who is that? I'm like, that's
He's-
him. Is
yeah.
that him?
They
What?
look pretty similar.
They look
actually.
very similar, but not.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
just like,
You
wait.
can tell they're related. Like,
Oh, yeah.
very closely.
You're
yeah.
definitely brothers or clones or something,
Yeah.
right? But anyway, when I saw him being interviewed when he scored his 60th goal
Yeah.
in one season, I was just like, why are they interviewing? Like, it's during the game. Why is he in street
Because he was
clothes?
there.
No, I know, but I thought it was him,
I
thought it was Connor.
Okay.
and I was confused.
Yeah. Why
Yeah.
is he there now in the
Dude,
stands?
I love it when they show his dad, and his dad's just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's the best. What's
Like,
up?
just you could not be more proud as
Yeah.
a father than
Yeah.
Connor McDavid's dad.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know who Connor is, he's
He's
the
the Michael Jordan of hockey.
Yeah, like he is better than Wayne Gretzky. He's not in records, but like how people might say Kobe is better than
MJ?
yeah, it's that.
Yeah,
It's
he would
that.
be Kobe
Yeah,
because he's more modern than
right.
Jordan.
He's still alive, so I don't know. King James, what's his name? LeBron. There we go. But people argue about that. I would say Sidney Crosby and LeBron James.
are the same.
Yeah.
That's a very good like parallel. And yeah, Kobe is Connor and Gretzky is Michael.
Yeah. So and like, yeah, because I remember like I've been a hockey fan for a long time, but I'm a local hockey fan. Like I like knowing things about other teams and knowing their best dudes and stuff, and I like hating.
Oh yeah,
certain.
It's fun to hate some
right?
players. Yeah.
Like especially Calgary. That's easy. They're local.
Easy peasy.
Ish.
Yeah.
Right? They're the
Down
other
the road.
town. They're the sister city.
Yeah.
They have. Well, they sucked last year, but
Surprisingly,
was it they got rid of Johnny Hockey? They got rid of
Kachuk. Well, he went to Florida and then made it to the final. So like,
Yeah.
what happened there?
I loved hating Kachuk. I loved when we
hating
had
Kachuk, yeah.
when we
Turtle.
had Cassian.
Yeah,
Dude,
I know. Yeah,
that was the best.
Yeah.
It was so fun. I was like making a scene in my in-laws' living room because it was so exciting.
Absolutely.
And anyway, Connor being on our team, because our team has been doing bad for years, and he's been on our team for 8 years. This will be 9 years.
Yep.
And he is so freaking good that he like carries the team, and we're just starting to. Over the last 2 years, this will be year 3, and I'm sure we will be closer to the cup this year if we don't get it.
Yes.
But we just seem to be like, it was like millimeter, getting rid of goalies, getting rid of defense, getting whatever, and then now we're inching, and now we're stepping.
We're taking big steps.
Yeah, and
strides.
I'm so excited. So if you don't know who
Me
Connor
too.
is, he's been like a phenom since his junior years.
Yeah.
Even before that. I remember my brother Mike, bigger hockey fan than me, big Oiler fan. He knew like when we were gonna. For some reason, we got lucky on the draft for many years.
It was a big luck.
It seemed,
yeah, especially the 2015 draft. Yeah.
It seemed like
destiny that we were gonna get the number 1.
But like it seemed like I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, we got Connor, who everyone wanted, and then he broke his collarbone
in his rookie season.
Yeah, which sucked. And I forget what I was gonna say. I'm just like all over the place because there's so many facts about him.
There's one thing that I'll quickly say that I just saw today. His parents were interviewed, and when he was 7, he came up to his mom and said, "Mom, when I'm 15, I have to move out of the house, you know." And she goes, "What do you mean?" Like, he's like, "I'm going to be playing hockey at a level that I will need to live in a different city. Are you going to stop me?" And she goes, "Well, I'm your mom, so yeah, I could stop you." And he's like, "Are you going to stop me?" And she said, "Well, no, if you're at that level, then we'll send you to a different city." And he goes, "Okay, good." And he was 7 years old. And that's the type of like focus that he had as a 7-year-old playing hockey. And now he's like,
I didn't know that. So he
just saw
recently,
today, yeah.
His mom said that.
Yeah, his parents were interviewed, and that's what they said, that he
I wonder
came out of
how
that.
he remembers that because he seems very humble.
humble but driven. Like I'm sure
definitely
behind closed doors, he's probably like
he's
to his parents like saying stuff like that, but like to the media,
even
yeah,
in the locker room. I imagine there's some times where he's so disappointed in like our defense
yeah.
and like Nurse. You make $9 million, bro.
I don't think that's ever brought up. I would like to think that that's
but
never brought up.
It's
And
probably
I'd
not.
like to think that all he would have to do is like one look or like one small phrase or word, and that's enough to let that player know that they are
Be like,
not playing to his standard.
we should be better than this.
Yeah,
Imagine him
exactly.
saying
Like,
that.
all it would be like one look from him.
Like
and that would be enough.
we're the, I wouldn't say we're the laughing stock. So like
No.
for there's so Vancouver, Calgary, and Toronto. For Oilers fans, those are the 3 teams that you definitely want to be ahead. It just seems to be the thing. Toronto is NHL headquarters, so people just hate them just cause.
Yeah, you love to hate them.
Right? And then there's like, because like there was times in these last few.
I gotta go again.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
There was times. So we'll get back to the art.
You explain this.
Or maybe
Okay.
we can shut her down now. It's up to you.
Let's do a closeout.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Not everyone's interested in hockey, but here we go. So there were times over the last few years where we were robbed, and this happens to other teams too. It's actually somewhat common. It's how do you say? It's not common, but it's prevalent enough that you notice it. Anyway, we were you would call it robbed calls in the game that were crucial. So like let's say someone should have gotten a penalty for holding a goalie's pad, which is illegal all the time, but especially in the crease. And that happened, the Mighty Ducks did that to us. Freaking Mighty Ducks, team that came together because of a kids movie. Anyway, they held our pad. I believe it was Getzlaff who did that. Anyway, and we lost. Probably not just because of that, because we also dropped the ball in that series and got scored on like 3 times in 10 seconds, which was insane. But anyways, we were robbed certain calls at certain points, which really, really sucked. I was just saying, was it Getzlaff who held the pad?
Oh, I thought that was Perry.
Yes.
When he was sitting on
Yes.
Talbot, basically.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. And he held he like yanked it.
He literally was holding onto our goalie's pad for like what felt like minutes, and the refs were just like looking at.
Yeah.
John
Well,
John.
even the commentary folks didn't see it.
Yeah.
I watched this on the island,
Hmm.
and I was like, it was just me and one other Oiler fan,
Damn shame. Yeah.
and that was the Ducks, right?
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, round 2.
yeah, that was frustrating.
Very frustrating.
And then
2017, yeah.
last year, the no call on the.
It happens to like every team. We just
Of course.
feel it.
You feel it when it's
Harder
happening,
when it's
especially when
working,
you're right there.
Yeah.
But sometimes it just makes no sense, and it also
Of course, most of the time it makes no sense.
it like they seem to double down.
Mhm.
And now I forget what my whole point was. Again.
How much we love hockey.
Yeah, I love hockey. Oh yeah. So when it's Vancouver, you definitely want to win. When it's Calgary, you for sure want to win. Matthew says hockey nowadays is less on talent, more pay to play. If you have the money to send your kids to camps and pay through the system.
Oh, as far as like developing a child in hockey, I think it's always been pretty expensive, hasn't it?
It's always been expensive, but
maybe more so now because it's so competitive.
You're like basically farming athletes now, though.
Yeah.
Because like baseball, when it started, you had a job.
Yeah.
Or two.
I'm pretty sure a lot of the guys in the CFL still have day jobs.
Yeah. Hey, I actually used to work with Anson's. Forget his name, but
okay.
He used to play for the Eskimos.
Oh yeah.
Or the Elks. They were
former
the
Eskimos. Yeah, yeah.
And he didn't have to work there, I don't think. But
Okay.
I worked at a donair shop.
Oh yeah.
For those of you who aren't Canadian, don't know what a donair is. I don't know why.
I feel bad for you.
They're so good.
Yeah, look it up.
They're very good. It's kind of like a
gyro, I think they call them.
Yeah,
in other places
gyros are trash. That's Greek.
I know, but
really.
it's like the closest
it's
thing.
Similar. It's like a Lebanese taco, I guess. It's a Lebanese gyro.
Yeah, yeah.
They're very good.
Donair sauce is the nectar of gods.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
Are you a tzatziki man or sweet?
Oh, I love the sweet.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Tzatziki, I love. Ugh, gross.
I mean, I like tzatziki too, but like, I will.
Are you
down.
Chicken or beef?
It depends on my mood.
Okay, I'm more so beef, but I will eat the chicken as well.
Yeah.
It's just beef. There's actually a place in Spruce Grove called Donair Lab. They actually just got sold, and now there's a new place called Donair something else. It's in the same exact spot.
Okay.
It's just not as good. It's still good, but not as good. But anyway.
Donair sauce on pizza. Thoughts?
I've had Donair pizza where it's
like
pizza sauce
fixins.
and then it's sweet sauce on top, and
Yeah.
I don't mind that. But the thing is, they use the casing for the meat, and I don't like that as much.
Yeah.
It's like because it's just like it's intestines or whatever, and it just I don't mind that it's intestines. It just has that weird. I don't like it. It sounds good. Anyways, hockey, yes, it's always been expensive, but nowadays you're like farming athletes.
Yeah.
You're making athletes. Like
test tube hockey players.
like yeah. They're just
Connor's gonna have a kid, and like it'll be like a test tube like hockey player kid. And I don't mean literally in a test tube, but like he's gonna like play hockey from Can you imagine
in the
if-
womb.
like Gretzky's dad was like a very big part of his life. Imagine Connor having a kid and being like that good at hockey. And
Yeah.
bringing up his kid in the same way. Like,
Yeah.
whew.
Wait, but Gretzky has
I guess Gretzky. Well, he has a daughter.
he doesn't have a son.
Does he have a son?
I don't-
Paulina.
I know he has his daughter because well, anyway.
She's easy on the eyes,
Yeah.
let's say.
Yeah.
Anyway, where were we?
Anyway,
Should we bring it together?
Hockey is good. Watch it if you don't watch it. Pick a team.
Likely,
If you're not a fan of hockey, pick a team, and then you will, like when you're invested,
Yeah.
you're just like, dude. There are times. Do you remember when Omar did the spinorama.
Oh, Linus Elmuck in the shootout.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was at that game.
That was like his first shootout attempt.
Yes.
And he had the balls to
And
do a spinorama to start it off, and then he did like a little clapper to like score. Didn't he on that one?
I can't remember exactly.
I could have sworn it was like
I
a
do
weird
remember
clapper. We'll have to pull that up. Like it was
my mind.
like a little like.
It was great.
Yeah.
And the goalie said that because you can only advance.
Yeah.
He said, well, he
was clearly going the same.
But he was
direction
still
the whole
going
time.
straight. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, that doesn't count. But the thing is,
Just 'cause
it
it's
should be
wrong.
embarrassing to you because he went, did a sort of spin, I can't remember exactly, and then got a whistle. He had to start over because he jumped the.
He jumped the gun.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember.
And then he
jumped the
did
gun
it
part.
again.
Oh yeah.
He did the same thing and he still
It
scored.
was, it was in the plan, I guess.
Dude, I lost my mind.
Yeah.
Is that the day that, for some reason, I'm remembering
man.
these two things. Did Ryan Smith also retire that day?
No, that would have been sooner. I swear the spinorama goal was like, what, 2013 or something?
I
I
can't
think it
remember.
was pre McDavid and Draisaitl, so it was probably like 2012.
Oh,
2013.
that's when we had
Probably like Taylor Hall,
the dream
Everlay,
team.
Gagne.
Yeah.
Yeah, the decade of darkness.
Yeah, that was the worst.
Yeah, those were bad times.
Kept getting not good players.
Yeah,
Then we fired the what's his name? Several coaches, but also the
like every coach.
the trade guy.
Trade guy.
There's like a conspiracy around him. How he's now in some other team, but like he kept getting rid of our really like Taylor Hall, for example. Got rid of him.
Oh, like Peter Chiarelli.
for
like the GM
Yes.
was like trading
whoever it was.
Yeah, he got Larson for Taylor Hall, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
Adam Larson, I think. Anyway, this is going back a little, maybe too far.
That's a long
Yeah.
Anyway, let's end on one more question here, and because how long have we been here? 2.5 hours almost.
Hey, that's
Is
all
there? This is coming from Miss Glow. Is there a
Miss Glow.
form of art that you enjoy looking at that
right. Oh man,
you would never attempt to do?
that I would never attempt to do. Yeah, probably. Well, I don't know. Like if I had the opportunity to try any art form, I probably would.
Yeah.
I think the most like maybe intimidating artwork that I appreciate is sculpture,
Like in marble or something.
like marble sculpture, like
Reduction
some of them-
sculpture.
Yeah, reduction sculpture. Like that stuff is, I don't know, it's just amazing.
It is.
And like it looks like you'd have to commit just an inordinate amount of time in just like all the technique and everything that goes into it before you even get
Learn the
any good-
material.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like I
Getting
watched,
to know the like
Yeah.
the granite or marble or whatever you're using, and like that is it's intimidating, and when it's done properly is like like,
yeah, it's lovely to
Yeah.
see, like, and especially when you see like this used to be this big
A slab.
square of
yeah, just
whatever
like
material.
cube.
And like the least impressive to me is because I've done it, so I know I can do it. Is chainsaw sculpturing.
Oh
It's very cool.
Yeah.
But it ain't no marble slab.
yeah, that stuff looks intense.
Which, by the way, I gotta ask you. Speaking of marble slab, do you like marble
I
slab?
love marble slab. Yeah.
Do you prefer it over Dairy Queen?
Oh, probably not on my wallet because marble slab's like $13 for like one thing. Although Dairy Queen's not cheap anymore.
Not
either,
anymore,
so
no.
We'll usually go like my wife is an avid ice cream lover, so she'll keep an eye out for. There's always days here and there that it's like 2 for 1.
Okay.
Dairy Queen. It's not Frosty. I'm not a huge like Dairy Queen guy, I guess.
Well, they
Not
have
the Frosty.
the
The equivalent.
Blizzard.
The Blizzard, yeah.
Yeah.
They'll have like 2 for 1, so every now and then we'll get a
Okay.
2 for 1 Blizzard.
What about the ice cream cake though?
So here's the point of contention that I'm probably gonna piss off a lot of people. I'm not a huge fan of ice cream cakes. Like for my birthdays and stuff, never ask for ice cream cakes.
Guys,
The best
he
part,
likes Donald Trump and not ice cream cake.
the best part of the ice cream cake is the like
Yes,
the
the
fudge,
fudge.
like
Cookie.
cookie
Yeah.
center. Like if I could get a cake out of like 4 of
Mostly
those
that, yeah.
layers and then like maybe a bit of ice cream on top, yeah, you got me. But
Okay.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Lauren, my wife, she makes fun of me all the time because like I not a huge fan of the Dairy Queen ice cream cake. So
God, that disappoints me.
I know.
Okay,
I'm a weirdo.
but do you like the slab?
I'll eat it.
The marble slab ice cream cake.
Yeah, because you can like kind of make your own thing, right? Are you talking about the cake or
The
just
cake.
like making your own? I don't know if I've ever had a marble slab
Okay,
cake.
if you do and you like it more,
Yeah.
dude, it is in general, marble slab is the most disappointing ice cream I've ever had. The price point and the taste, what?
Way off.
They're
Off
way
kilter.
off.
Yeah.
It's like, I'd rather have
See,
no
like the
name
single little cup
Neapolitan.
where you're like, yeah, throw some raspberries and like chocolate chips.
Yeah,
like
that's
that's cool. I can get behind that because like I'm controlling like the
Yeah.
ingredients. But yeah, I've never had the cake, so
It sucks, dude.
Can't really
It just
comment on
tastes
that.
like cold. It's like, oh, my tongue is cold. It's like how people make fun of
this tastes cold.
what are the alcoholic like wine cooler things in cans?
Oh, like
White Claws.
neutrals and White Claws and stuff
Okay,
like that. Yeah,
you know how people describe White Claws? It's like, oh, it's
Bubbly
someone's yelling
kind of
a flavor in the next room
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
with
that's
TV
the equivalent
static.
of marble slab
Yeah, it's
ice
awful.
cream cakes. That's too bad.
Anyway,
I'll probably just steer clear of that then.
no, try it. Try it so you.
I'll try that the day I try marble sculptures. How about?
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, back to the marble sculpture thing. I watched this. It was like a reel or something of a guy painted. I think this sculpture is called "Lady on Piano" or something.
Oh, okay.
And so it's a huge chunk of granite or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's like this woman laying on a grand piano.
Wow.
And it is incredible. It is so impressive that people can do that.
I know.
So
One that I saw today that was really cool was this guy took they were only chunks that were like yay big,
Mhm.
and he would like chisel out pillows, and he had this one where it was like an actual rock that was like jagged, and he had it so that it would like fit into this pillow, like as if you dropped a rock onto a pillow,
Right.
and that was the
And it
shape
went-
that it made.
yeah,
And that's what he
I have
and it
seen those.
looked like a pillow,
Yeah.
like the color and everything, because it's just like light marble.
Yeah.
Looked just like a white
I
cotton
have
sheet
seen
or
that.
something.
Can you imagine kicking that?
Yeah, someone probably would, and you know,
Oh,
jokes on you, I guess. But
yeah, just
oh
break your
man,
toes.
I've always admired how people can capture fabric and the way they,
Yes.
know, like a shawl is over
Yeah.
a woman's, shoulders, or
Over the
something, and,
nips.
like, yeah, over the nips. You know?
Yeah.
Gotta cover those nips.
Yeah. Okay. Bluebird says, "Is Ben and Jerry's ice cream available in Canada?"
Oh yeah.
We have Ben and Jerry's. It's called.
It's
20
also called Ben and Jerry's.
No, but it is called Ben and Jerry's, but the sign is different.
What do you mean?
Yeah, like the one in West Hampton.
No, we just get them in the tubs. They just send them in tubs. The little.
Yeah,
like,
but
they're-
there is a Ben and Jerry's in West Hampton Mall on Bourbon Street.
Oh, is there?
It's called 23.
No, you're talking Baskin Robbins, man.
Oh,
That's the 23 flavors.
Fuck
or whatever it is.
Oh,
20.
shit.
Oh no!
dang it! I told him before not to
I
say
thought
that
it was
word.
gonna be me.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, Ben and Jerry's. Yeah,
Baskin Robbins.
yeah. Baskin
sorry.
Robbins is what you're thinking of. The
Yeah,
23
yeah.
flavors or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Ben and Jerry's has some amazing stuff. Isn't there a Cherry Garcia? That's what it is. Ben and Jerry's. They have a Cherry Garcia. To pull it
Renee, are
around.
you still here?
Yeah, Renee.
Anyway,
I'm gonna
okay,
get
so
I'm gonna get you a tub of Cherry Garcia if you get a Cherry Garcia mosaic from me.
yeah, it might be melted by the time it gets there, but anyway. All right. Well, we've been on here for like 2.5 hours, so
31 flavors. 23. We got Michael Jordan on the brain, okay?
that is 31.
It
You're
is,
right.
yeah. And the 31, I think, is like the shape of an ice cream cone or something. Like they turned the 31 into like
Into the
something
scoops?
symbolic, or the scoops or something like that. Yeah. It was quite clever marketing on their part.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Hey, did you know McDonald's, the M is not? It's like the arches. It wasn't supposed to be an M. It was.
Wasn't it just two individual arches
Yeah.
on the building? Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie with Michael Keaton. I think that
Oh,
was.
I didn't see it on that.
You should.
I never saw that movie.
You
but,
should. It's good.
I saw that because there's this McDonald I'm part of this Facebook page group or whatever that's like unique buildings or something, or no, unique landmarks.
Okay.
And it's the one of the last McDonald's that has
The original
Yeah.
like, 2 arches. Yeah.
which, by the way, I don't like modern McDonald's where you're trying to look like a steakhouse. So lame.
Yeah, or like they have this weird European influence where they're like trying to be a cafe with the espresso, but then it's also like cold and clinical at the same time.
Yes.
Like, I don't know. It's
It reminds
they lost
me.
their charm.
It reminds me of an empty building
Mm.
that is being temporarily rented out by a business.
Yeah.
That's what they look like.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. Speaking, maybe we'll close on this. I had a terrible McDonald's experience yesterday.
Oh no.
So I went with the second white truck that's out there.
Sure.
I took that out for a
The
spin.
older one or the newer one?
They're both the same age.
Oh, one looks older than the other for some
One of
reason.
them is lifted and one of them's not.
The
So
lifted one or the not lifted one?
the not lifted one.
Okay.
I brought that to town because we're selling it.
Okay.
Okay, and we have to make sure that it's good, right? So we make whatever how do you say it? You make the sale pitch on our experience. We don't just flip cars.
Okay. Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense. There's lots of people who will buy something and then sell it for more
Yeah.
without having any information.
Of course.
So, anyways, we're trying to sell something
Based on
create a
your
reputation on
experience
we
with
have these trucks.
Okay.
Anyway, so I'm driving it. It's driving fine. I drive all the way to White Ave from here,
Mhm.
and it stalls.
Oh,
I'm like, what the heck? Why does it stall? And I'm in traffic. So then I start it, and I manage to. I'm actually at a light.
Yeah.
It stalls at a light. I managed to drive across the street, and I pull over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the heck is happening here? Whatever. I managed to make it to where I need to go, which is the print shop.
Mhm.
Go there, pick up the stuff that I needed to pick up. And I'm calling my neighbor. I'm like, hey, I need a trailer because it stalled and like it barely made it there, whatever. And so I'm waiting there for like an hour or so. And he's busy. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to see if it drives. So then I drive it, and I make it all the way from that Calgary Trail place in White Ave area, all the way to Grote Road overpass when you go behind the university and stuff.
Okay.
Go there, stall on that bridge.
Oh no.
Yeah, luckily not rush hour yet. No problem. Whatever. I wait. I'm like, well, I made it from there to there, and I waited however long. So I waited another amount of time, and I'm like, I'm going to now have to go down Grote Road through the windies to
man.
111.
You do not want to get stuck on the windies.
No,
No.
but I make it all the way to the light that Grote Road and 111th are, because from there it turns into St. Albert Trail or whatever, right?
Yeah.
From there, I swear this is a McDonald's story. From there, I turn onto 111th and go into that McDonald's, and I stall
Right in
there.
Westmount? Yeah.
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 This is where it gets frustrating. I mean, that was already frustrating. So I'm already frustrated,
Obviously.
but I'm like, I'm fine. I'm by myself. I'm walking across the parking lot, and this lady, I'm steps behind her. She opens the door like this. Like
Oh,
she doesn't
just
go.
like
She
tries
doesn't do the
Very un-Canadian of you,
right.
lady.
And I was like, that was weird. She definitely saw me because she looked at me.
But she like scooched in so
She
that the door would
scooched
just
in,
close right
and
behind
I was literally about
Like
3
on her
steps
heels.
behind her.
Maybe that's why she did that. Because you were so close to her. She was like, fuck.
Oh, it's like
I mean, F this guy.
yeah, she was maybe she thought I was a creep or something. I don't know because I actually jogged across the parking lot so that she wouldn't have to wait. That's just a
you did that
Canadian
move.
thing,
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's
And
good.
she didn't touch the door yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's a vestibule like most,
Yeah.
right? And she does the same thing with the other one.
Oh, man.
But before it closed, I caught it, and then I just walked in front of her and got in line.
You walked in front of her.
Yeah, I was like,
That's a power move.
yeah. Anyway,
She was probably
so
shocked.
then, but she was shocked. She was mad.
Yeah,
But I was like,
whatever.
you didn't open the door for me? Well,
Yeah,
I didn't
just
see
get-
you there.
Had
You
you
didn't
held
see
the
me, I
door
didn't see
for a
you.
split second, I wouldn't have walked in front of you, lady.
And if you're not Canadian or don't hold doors open, maybe this doesn't sound like a big deal. But it is very customary to hold doors for everyone, whether
Wow.
they're your elder or whatever.
matter.
You just open the door, and most of the time, I do.
Let
After
them go.
me.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't care if they're a woman or a man or anything. It's just go ahead of me, please. And I don't mind being. Anyways, then there's only one person. Usually now there's only one person anyway because they have those.
Yeah, the machines.
Whatever,
yeah.
which I'll never use.
Yeah.
So the two people who are in front of me are waiting in line, and they're looking at coupons. And I was like, shit, they're coupon people.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then the person in front of them, they're done. And then these people, I thought they already ordered because they're standing kind of to the side. And so I was about to go, and then they smiled at me and then went. I was like, oh, sorry, my bad. And then they take 10 minutes to order.
Oh.
And I was like, ah. But whatever, not a big deal. I almost was like, hey, real quick, I just need 2 cheeseburgers, and that's it.
Yeah.
But I didn't, because that's rude as heck. So I didn't. Anyway, so I'm waiting in line, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then it's my turn, and she's like, okay. I was like, I just need 2 cheeseburgers and a milkshake. I wanted a strawberry milkshake. What's your opinion on their milkshakes?
I like them.
Frick, they're the best ones. Anyway.
I mean, they're the only one that would probably best them would be Peter's Drive-In.
Okay. An actual milkshake place.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Other than that,
I'm talking fast food.
Yeah.
Okay. An actual milkshake place is going to be better.
Yeah.
There's actually a place in Spruce Grove that you should check out called Jack's.
Okay.
It's really good.
Right.
Oldest business in Spruce Grove.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Milkshakes?
Milkshakes and burgers.
Sweet.
Burgers are trash. Milkshakes are great.
Okay.
Anyway, she's like, okay, do you want a straw? I was like, of course. Like, let's just be drinking a milkshake like this. And she's like, do you need napkins? And I was like, I guess not, no. And she's like, and how about a bag? And I was like,
Oh yeah, because they're charging us for bags now if you want one.
which I didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't know that, hey?
No.
This is how you found out.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? I'm like, does anyone ever order a milkshake and not need a straw? Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's so weird. She's like, oh, we have to ask.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. Whatever. Then I wait like 10 minutes, whatever. Lady behind me, her husband comes in, so he must have dropped her.
Oh, okay.
And then, whatever.
Yeah.
They order, and she gets super pissed at the girl at the cash thing, because she didn't give her a receipt, which her husband had a receipt. And so I was like, I looked at him, I'm like, what is her problem? In my mind.
Yeah.
And he just starts laughing, and I'm like, all right, whatever. And then, then they bring out my food, and it's on a tray, even though I said it's to go, because I forgot about the bag thing.
The bag, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it's to go. And she's like, did you pay for a bag? And I was like,
I don't need one, I guess.
my bad. So I reached over to get it, which they didn't even put it on the thing.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
That is a bizarre McDonald's experience for sure.
It probably wouldn't have been frustrating if I didn't keep stalling on the way there.
Yeah, like that set you up to have like maybe not the best experience.
Like all those things are frustrating, but
Yeah.
usually I'd just be like, well,
Yeah.
you don't know
Get
what
one
people are
involved.
going through.
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly.
it's whatever. I'm just trying to make sure that this truck is good for the next person.
And
Take it for a
apparently
drive,
it's not.
and it's not. So now I have to fix it. Whatever. But
yeah.
Anyway, that's my McDonald's thing. Also, there's this one town. Sorry, this is what we're ending on. I swear to God. This color of your hoodie.
Yes.
There's a town that's their color, and so
Okay.
the McDonald's to have a
Oh yeah,
McDonald's.
it's San Diego, isn't it, or something?
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the McDonald's in San Diego. I'm pretty sure it's San Diego has like a turquoise kind of themed like arch, don't they?
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's sweet. I'm pretty sure it's the only one in the entire world that isn't yellow.
Yeah.
But
Anyway. Once again, guys, unless you want to, we do
I
not have a Wawa. I do want to give it a. What the heck is that?
don't know.
Is that McDonald's in some other language? I know Australia calls it Macca's.
Macca's. Yeah, they got some. They have probably the best like catchphrases and little like short quips for things.
Yeah, shortened words or
Yeah.
elongated words.
Yeah. Give
Yeah.
me a beer from the refrigerator. Yeah.
You've heard that?
Yeah. Why
My-
wouldn't you call it a refrigerator?
I guess. Right.
Anyway.
Imagine it's just a didgeridoo. not even a frit. It's just a cold didgeridoo.
A cold didgeridoo.
Anyway, guys, if you want to check out Jeff's stuff, I got a link in the description. You can check out his website. It brings you to his TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Subscribe, because he's going to start vlogging. So if you like vlogs, like I do vlogs, he's going to vlog Abraham Lincoln. I'm sure that in that conversation I was going to ask a bunch of things, so went down some rabbit holes and then I just ended.
So many rabbit holes.
That's okay.
It happens.
You will see what it is because you're going to vlog it, and I think that'll be lots of fun. Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you. If there's any like, pertinent questions that anyone wants to know, just like throw some comments on. I'll go look through the comments on here maybe and answer some that we didn't answer, or just like follow me on YouTube and like
or
start
your
posting
Instagram,
more or Instagram, whatever. By all means, I try and get on there and answer as many questions because I love when people ask me questions. It's a cool way to connect with you.
So we're like, what kind of beard care do you got?
Yeah. I'll go through my beard care routine with you. Whatever else you want to know. Yeah.
All right, and remember to make that face swap montage
Beard on, put my beard on his face and make him look like Jerry Garcia. Throw a couple gray hairs in there, maybe. Yeah, make it happen.
All right, thank you guys, and make sure you check them out. Links in the description, also to our old interview.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot, Jeff.
Cool. Big one.